This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. Two a time.
What's up, baby?
Two a time.
Good morning. It is Spread Kindness Friday right here on Clock Blockers, the #1 Miami fan morning show. Want to say good morning to my Finlaws, my fellow Finlaws, and my family with a PH. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Clock Blockers presented by Tailgreeter. Download the app today. I'm your host, Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure y'all do that there. Want to give a big shout out to Miami Sports Music as well on social media at Miami Sports Music, except on Twitter where we are at MIA Sports Music. It is Spread Kindness Friday, so if you could do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And share the link. Let people know that we're here and tag us. Tag Stephen D. SKPL that you see right there and tag Miami Sports Music. I want 10 people that are watching right now to go share the link for this video or this live stream and tag us on social media right now. I need 10 people to go do that. Go do it right now. Tell people about us and tag some other people. Say, hey, have you checked this show out? Clock Blockers, it's pretty awesome, all right? And if you haven't done so already and you are new to the channel and you're just coming over, subscribe to the channel. That's also free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel, and it only helps the channel grow. For my Miami Dolphin fans, you need amazing content. This is the place to get it. You want all Miami sports? This is the place to get it. And so we want you to be with us Monday through Friday right here on the #1 Miami fan morning show. Hey, look, if you want to sign up to become a member today, there are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. I would love for you to sign up, become a member today. There are plenty of seats. And let me just tell you, when you sign up to become a member, it lets the channel know what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, how we can get better. And let me tell you, we're going to have exclusive content for members only this year. So if I can get 3 new members on Spread Kindness Friday, or if you used to be a member and aren't anymore, sign back up today. Renew your memberships. Make sure they're all up to date. I want to see new members to the channel, okay? 3 new members today. That'd be great. And hey, look, if you also just want to help the channel grow by donating monetarily, if you're able to, there's a few different ways you can do that. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat. You just click that little $ and the rectangle button, and then what you're able to do is you can use Super Sticker or Super Chat. And you can just, if somebody wants to just donate $1 so that people can see how it works, just do it in the chat right now, and you'll see what a super chat or a super sticker looks like. And that way you kind of know how it works. If you don't want to give through YouTube, because YouTube takes like 48%, then you can give on Cash App or PayPal. And Cash App is $MSM Podcast Network, or use the QR code that's right on your screen, or PayPal, which is also MSM Podcast Network, or use the QR code that's right on your screen. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports, the #1 place to get your cards, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. Make sure you follow ZSM Sports today. They are absolutely amazing. Go on Instagram at SportsZSM. Make sure you follow Zach. Zach is absolutely amazing. We love him here at we love Sports ESM over here at Miami Sports Music, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them today. Less is more events. Lime tickets, let me tell you, they are absolutely amazing. Their prices are less than the competition, allowing you to have more fun. Give Lime today give them a call today at 202-930-3533 to get a personalized experience for any game or event that you want to go to across the world. Lime is absolutely amazing, and go follow them on Instagram at Less Is More Events. Again, that number is 202 930-3533. And last but certainly not least, as this show is presented to you by each and every day Tailgreeter. Download the app on your current Crapple or Apple or Android device today. Make sure y'all do that. It is it's absolutely amazing. So make sure you guys go download the app today and or go to the website. And just as a reminder, remember we have the Baltimore Beatdown in Baltimore, we have the FedEx Takeover in Washington, and we have the Philly Finvasion. If you guys want to know any about those events, go to tailgreeter.com, type in those keywords, FedEx Takeover, Philly Finvasion, or Baltimore Beatdown, and see the listing of everything that we have to offer there. Everything from hotel stays. We have bus to and from the stadium. We have all you can eat and all you can drink inclusive tailgates. We have meet and greets that are free the night before at a local restaurant or bar. Everything there is absolutely amazing and taken care of, and we're going to be doing it big in all three of those cities. So just as a reminder, we got you taken care of in Baltimore, DC, and Philadelphia this year. All right, it's Spread Kindness Friday, man. Got a lot to talk about. Miami Dolphins training camp. Rookies are there. Veterans report next week. We're going to talk about potential trades and free agents still to come. We're going to give you an update on the Dalvin Cook situation. A lot of news broke yesterday. We're going to dive into that a little bit. We're going to talk about roster battles. We're going to talk about rookies to watch for. But as I do each and every Friday right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, I have a co-host. And that co-host is a pretty awesome guy. He's got a lot of stuff in the works and in the fire. You guys might know him from here on Fridays. And there's a million other things that this guy does in the community, including Twitter. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me bring in the co-host of Spread Kindness Friday, Mr. Jason Sarney.
Good morning, Stephen D. Good morning, Fin fans out there. Happy Friday.
What's going on, man? How are you today?
I'm doing really well. I appreciate that. A lot of things to talk about. How are things on your end?
Everything's okay on my end, right? It's right at that time of the year where things are kind of starting to get serious for football season, and things are in high mode, and my phone is bringing off the hook. I talked to you this morning. I've talked to Allie, aka Dolphreaky, this morning. I've been texting a couple of other people. My phone's just blowing up. So many things to do and a lot to get into. Before we dive into Spread Kindness Friday and the stuff we do each and every Friday, Miami Sports Music here, what we like to do is take 50% of anything that's donated to the channel and give that to a charity or a cause. That's what we do here on Spread Kindness Friday. Spread Kindness Friday is about giving back. And look, we're a small-time podcast network, and we're trying to do our thing, but that doesn't mean we can't give back. So each and every Friday, we pick a cause or a charity to work with. And so there was we've talked about this on the show. There was a really diehard brother in the community. We loved him very much. Gary Pytek, who, AKA the mayor, who passed away this past week. And it's hit a lot of fans really, really hard. And so in talking with Allie, who's been really, aka Dolphreaky, who's been really close to the situation, she's going to come on next week. They've made shirts where a portion of the all the proceeds of the shirts that they're making are going to go towards the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. The family of Gary has wanted people, instead of giving flowers, in lieu of giving flowers, to give to, at least from what I've been told, in lieu of giving flowers, to give to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. So what we're going to do today is 50% of all donations are going to go towards the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, pancan.org, PANCAN.org. So 50% of all donations today will go towards pancan.org, Jason. I think it's a great organization. Pancreatic cancer is it's no laughing matter. It's no joke. It's taken some of the best of us, and Dolphins Cancer Challenge is great, and we're going to find ways to give to them. But I can tell you right now, Pancan is definitely a great thing. I've been doing a lot of research on them this morning, talking with Allie, and Allie's like, this is who you guys should do for Spread Kindness Friday today, and that's what we're going to do, man. I'm excited about raising money for them and seeing what we can do to help them out.
Listen, I was very taken back and hurt when seeing the news. Obviously I knew that Gary was battling. I think it's a perfect area to focus on if we're helping to raise whatever we can to help fight a horrible disease. And, Gary is, a Northeasterner like myself, from Jersey, I believe. My first time I met Gary was a couple of seasons ago at a kickoff party right before the season started. And someone introduced him as he was about to say himself, the mayor. I literally first, it was an immediate intro as in the importance of his place in the community. And it was just, since then, I was always very happy to see him wherever our cross paths. So our paths cross, sorry about that. But just a devastation, really.
It is, man. I'm wearing actually my DWA breast cancer awareness size medium on me today. I've had this shirt for like 4 years, so it's time to get a new shirt and maybe a little bit bigger size. But it was the only shirt I could pull out that had something to do with cancer awareness, and so that's what I'm wearing today. The DWA. If you go to, there's a link in the chat here for all the DWA gear. It's absolutely amazing. We have it up there, the Miami Sports merch store. They have all the DWA gear, including these breast cancer awareness DWA shirts too. So make sure you guys go check it out. I just dropped it in the link. It's good stuff. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. 50% of all donations going towards pancan.org today. And I'm pretty excited about it, man. It's a great thing to raise money for, and we're gonna have a good time doing that today. All right, let's dive into a little. What have you been up to this last week, man? You got some stuff in the works?
Yeah, a little bit, Steven. You've
been pretty busy. You want to tease? You're gonna make a big announcement later on in the show, right?
Yes, I am, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity and the avenue to do so. Probably about 2 years I've been working on this in terms of concept, pen to paper. And this date has been circled in terms of today to announce what I'll be doing, which will launch on Monday. So sorry for the little bit of a tease, but live podcasting, Steven, we got to reel them in, right?
Yes, so live podcasting all day.
Throughout the show, we'll do a couple little sprinkles because you're involved. You're involved in this project.
Hey, man, I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to do it. Hey, I just saw your Twitter. You just tweeted the StreamYard link for today's show in your tweet. Good stuff.
Oh, so it's the wrong link. So I'm starting off great. I'm on about 2 hours of sleep for the week. So
I'm like, I want people to come on up, but we got a lot to get into today. So make sure if you share the link, you're sharing the YouTube link, so that way people can know that we're here. I wasn't calling you out to be calling you out. I was just saying
we're in training camp mode. We're learning.
It's training camp. It's okay to make mistakes on Friday, my guy.
Reps,
it's okay.
Reps.
Real quick before we dive into like real stuff, going to see Oppenheimer this weekend. I'm excited about it.
I got to figure out how I'm doing that. Like I said, this week has been circled, so I don't see. I mean, this was circled like months ago for me in terms of my kind of launch period.
You're a big movie guy like me.
I'd be there. Yeah. I'd be there. No offense. Maybe like now, waiting online for the noon show if it wasn't for what I got cooking here. But I got to figure out a way to see this tonight, tomorrow.
Oppenheimer's going. I'm so stoked for that. I'm actually, tonight I'm going to see Mission Impossible with my son. My son and I once a month, and my daughter and I once a month. I try to do something with them individually. So last night, my daughter got her hair braided, and that was 4 hours sitting at the place watching her hair get braided, and then we did dinner together, so it wasn't too much of a daddy-daughter thing. But my son and I are going to go, he's getting his haircut this afternoon at a totally different place, and then we're going to we're gonna go and see Mission Impossible, the new Mission Impossible movie, and then tomorrow my wife and I have date night, and we're gonna go see Oppenheimer. So I'm pretty stoked about it. Who's your favorite director, by the way?
No Barbie?
No, I'm not going to see Barbie, dude. I'm come on, bro. Like, Not going to happen. It's so funny because Barbieheimer is like a hashtag on Twitter, by the way.
It's a pretty funny thing.
It is. I'm like, what? Barbieheimer? Man, it's too funny. But yeah, I'm excited about it. And I love Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is absolutely amazing. So it's pretty good stuff. Shout out to people in the chat. I see Maria in there. Good morning, Maria. Maria, as a reminder, Maria's been very, big in the community. Shout out to her. Shout out to everybody in the community. But just, doing stuff for Gary. Just as a reminder, it's Spread Kindness Friday. 50% of all donations today are going to go towards the PanCAN Network, the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. And we're going to, when we make the donation, it'll be in lieu of Gary Pytek. So I'm pretty excited about it. So remember, all donations today, or 50% of all donations, are going towards a great cause. Richard said, Stephen D, are you a Swiftie? I am not a Taylor Swift person. Okay. Now, having said that, I have heard that her concerts are like 4 hours, 3.5 hours, and they're like nonstop. Okay. So I'm just saying. So I'm pretty excited about it. It should be good. All right. So let's dive into the news. Speaking of Twitter, Dolphins Twitter yesterday kind of got up into a frenzy, Jason. What happened yesterday?
I'm still trying to
wrap my head around it.
I went to bed, early, whatever. I like to go to bed a little early these days.
Hashtag Dolphins Twitter.
I woke up and it's like the world's on fire.
I know, dude. It's so interesting that happened. Trucker Sean with the $20 donation. He said hashtag F cancer, hashtag RIP mayor. Love it, man. Love it. Let's keep it going. Thank you, Trucker Sean. Yeah, dude, it's the Twitter thing is always, you and I have had plenty of conversations about Dolphins Twitter, but it's so funny, some of the memes I would see. I have no idea what happened, to be perfectly fair and transparent to people. All I know, and I looked for it, and I couldn't really find what happened, but Dolphins Twitter was trending yesterday. It was trending, and everybody's tweet was, Dolphins Twitter is in full season mode already, and we're a few days into training camp. The Twitter beef is real, Jason. It's real out here in these Twitter streets.
I don't know what you're talking about in that regard.
I love it, man. I don't look. It's funny because when I finish the show in the afternoons, I do a little bit of work and then I kind of shut down my social media stuff. But as I'm laying down watching TV in the evening with my family, I'll have my phone on me and I'll start looking stuff up, and Dolphins Twitter was trending. I was like, what in the
down the rabbit hole?
You do go down a rabbit hole, right? Like, that's the same thing with me with like movie trailers. You watch one movie trailer and then you got to watch 30 of them. And the same thing with Dolphins Twitter is you go down this rabbit hole and you're like, okay, what's going on? Where's it at? What's going on? Are you a Threads guy? Have you done Threads yet? Have you signed up for Threads?
No.
Me neither. I haven't done Threads yet. I feel like I'd be cheating on Twitter. I don't know if I want to cheat on Twitter.
You know what? I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter.
Me, you and I both, bro.
It's rather toxic. But one thing, if I like to call myself anything, is loyal. Yeah. So down with the ship. It's been an honor and a pleasure with you all.
Right? just like Titanic. Not that Titanic hasn't been in the news for the last few months at all.
No correlation.
No correlation at all. Oh, man. Hey, Maria, yes, if you want to mention, we will be doing a celebration for life for Gary on September 23rd at Lulu's Bait Shack. And we will have a commemorative t-shirts. Yes, Maria, just so you know, Allie, a.k.a. Dolph Freaky, is coming on next week to promote all of that stuff. So we talked this morning. Allie will be coming on next week to promote all that. So she's going to be on to talk about that. So I'm pretty excited. Daniel Taylor says, what Twitter beef, Stephen D, you got? You got a Twitter beef with Elon Musk? No. There's no Twitter beef here.
Here's me being a man of the people.
I'm Mr. Spread Kindness, Positivity, and Love here, Daniel Taylor.
Here's me being a man of the
have
people.
Twitter beef with somebody.
Daniel, go down the rabbit hole and give those people their clicks.
Just type in hashtag Twitter beef in or a Dolphins Twitter in Twitter
after the show.
After the show. Do it after the show, not during the show.
You need to focus on that.
Pete, it's what's for dinner. I love it. You guys are great this morning. What's beef? Pete said. Oh my goodness. All right. So other things that happened I saw on Twitter yesterday was the breaking news of the Dalvin Cook situation. Do you want to dive into that a little bit? I will. I have some of it pulled up for those of you who are not already aware of the Dalvin Cook situation. Basically, it was released yesterday that Dalvin Cook offered his ex-girlfriend $1 million to absolve him of alleged wrongdoing. Allegedly, I just got to sprinkle allegedly in there. Of a physical assault. Cook's team initially offered $800,000 before upping their offer, but she has declined both. Cook allegedly punched his ex-girlfriend and brandished a rifle and made death threats, and the ex-girlfriend claimed that Dalvin physically assaulted her by throwing her over a couch and into a coffee table, resulting in severe injuries to her nose and forehead, which caused bleeding. And Dalvin's camp and representatives are obviously denying everything. And the reason, allegedly the reason that they offered what they offered is to, bad publicity is bad publicity, and they just didn't want to deal with it. So I don't know. I don't know what's good, what's true, what's not true. What I can say is it's a messed up situation, and Dalvin's situation, for all parties, like, it's definitely something interesting to kind of discuss.
I mean, it's been an interesting discussion point for months, which is, one of the longer kind of processes of a single player in recent memory for the Dolphins that actually has legs to it. With the news of this, with the monetary situation around the running back market, I mean, you could nearly guarantee that Chris Greer is not going to extend whatever an initial offer was. And this news makes it just another aspect of time is the enemy. When an offer is on the table in any regard for either party, the sooner the better, or else things in between come up. Other things happen, other contenders, news, personality situations. So the waiting could really actually detriment both people here. But as far as the news, there's a legend behind it. I'm not going to comment on it when there's actual more proof of the pudding of whatever's going on, sure. But as of right now, if gun to head, if someone says the Dolphins have to go into training camp into the year without Dalvin Cook, am I scared? No. Because
from a purely football standpoint.
Because going into this entire situation, a lot of people, including myself, have just always said it's a luxury item, meaning if you don't get that luxury item, are you setting yourself backwards? No, you're just staying your status quo, which I have no problem with because I have an 11-12 win-win total with this status quo. So would I love Dalvin Cook? Absolutely. Does this potential bring a little bit of a mess on the procedure getting him? Whatever. Yeah, obviously.
So this is kind of my thought process on the whole thing, Jason. So as far as the situation of, the domestic violence or alleged assault, I don't want to really dive into that because it's two sides, right? It's one side saying one thing, and it's another side saying another thing. There's alleged things on both sides. And the last thing I want to do is say she's wrong and she's lying, or he's wrong and he's lying and I don't want to do that because we don't have all the facts, right? We do not all know all the facts. So all we can do is have a conversation from a non-important side of the story, to be perfectly fair, right? To the situation. We're a sports morning show. So let's talk about the sports aspect of this with Dalvin Cook. does this hurt Dalvin? Of course it does. Whether it's true or not at this point has no bearing on how this will negatively impact Dalvin Cook. It will 100%, right? And fair or unfair, whether, and if he didn't do it, that all I know is I learned a lot. Here's what I've learned. And I know this is totally two different things. I learned a lot from Trevor Ariza, the punter for the Bills situation.
Matt Ariza.
Matt Ariza. I said Trevor Ariza. My bad.
I got you.
Former NBA player.
Sports Freudian slip. I'm with you. It's okay.
Matt Ariza of the Bills, or formerly of the Bills. The national media poured into this guy. His life was ruined. X, Y, and Z, and now it's come out 18 to 24 months later that he wasn't there. He was absolved of it. And he wasn't even close to the situation, as far as that of what happened to the young lady. He was with her earlier in the night, but it had nothing to do with the situation at hand. So, and there was a criminal investigation, and that's what the criminal investigation found. And I can just remember being, and I can admit that I was a part of it, that I was like, well, this guy needs to go away for life. He never deserves to, never. And here's the funny part too. It's funny because I see somebody in here saying, hey, why did he offer $1 million to hush this lady up, Dalvin Cook? A lot of people don't remember, or a lot of people need to remember, Matt Ariza also offered money to the young lady to keep this from going public, because you can't say that is an admission of guilt anymore. People understand how money works and things work. You are guilty till proven innocent in the court of public opinion. So I don't consider that as an admission of guilt. Matt Ariza offered the young lady a financial, settlement so that it didn't go out into the world. And now it's been proven he had nothing to do with it to begin with. So I can't say that Dalvin Cook is guilty or not guilty. I don't want to talk on that. What I do know is whatever offer he had on the table from however many football teams, I would be willing to bet some of them have been rescinded quietly. And I would also be willing to say that I don't think I would also say that I don't think that he is going to get any more money than what he's at, what is being offered to him currently now with this situation. There's no way he gets more than a 1 year.
There is no way, because it's also the perfect storm for any of this with any running back who might have this sprinkled on top. The market has crashed. This week was the equivalent of when the stock market crashed and the Great Depression was kicked off, as if you're a running back. This was the week that in 10, 15 years, people are going to look back when the market crashed for running backs, pretty much. So this is not good for Dalvin. But as a Dolphin person, as someone who is focusing on the Dolphins, yes, we've focused on Dalvin Cook a lot. Many people have. But now with this and going on into veterans reporting next week, let's control what we can control. The Dolphins can control what they have in their building. And that's not Dalvin Cook at the moment. So will it be? I don't know. But if it's not,
I can tell you right now, the Dolphins have had so many issues off the field that I just don't think this vies well for Dalvin in a Dolphins uniform. And if you ask me what, Steven, gun to head, for lack of a better term, but gun to head, where's Dalvin? If he's on any team, it won't be the Miami Dolphins. Like, I'm almost.
So you'll go with the field. I mean, if you're throwing it out there, you're going field.
Yeah, I would 100% go with if I was a betting man, which I am not, would 100% back the field in that situation in the betting wise.
I'll tell you, because I've been known to be that. But what I would do, I wouldn't play anything in this. I would just say, you know what? I'm going to go to another table. I'm going to focus on another table. I put a lot of energy into this table, right? But I don't want to get disappointed and say, oh, I really wish it happened. It didn't happen. Now I'm broke. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm very content with the running back room at the moment.
I don't know if I'm content with it. I'll be honest with you. Like my
content.
You know, I've been pounding on the table for a couple of months now, Jason, that I would have loved that if the Dolphins missed out or did not get Dalvin, that I wanted them to go after Leonard Fournette. I thought he would be a great fit here, right? Well, this week it was announced that he was in New England. Well, he still hasn't signed there, to be fair. That hasn't come to fruition yet. So I don't know, you know, and maybe the Dolphins use this to their advantage, good, bad, or indifferent, you know, and that sucks for Dalvin and Dalvin's team. But maybe they say, hey, look, you want to play? I don't think it'll be league minimum, but maybe they even drop the price. Hey, man, we're taking a risk by signing you with this. You know, we're comfortable only paying $2.5 million for you or something like that for the year. Could you imagine if that's what he ends up signing for somewhere?
I mean, the egg on the face of a lot of people would be tremendous. Just again, the market crash. You got to come down 60%.
Not only does it hurt Dalvin, right? And forget him for a second. It hurts the running back conversation, you know, because the running backs are trying to, you know, let's kind of dive into that conversation real quick. This week on Monday was the deadline for the franchise tag signings to be able to get a long-term deal done. And if they didn't get it by 4 p.m. on Monday, then the only thing that they could sign was the 1-year franchise tag. Well, Tony Pollard had already signed his earlier in the offseason. Josh Jacobs is now holding out. And at the moment, you can say that Saquon Barkley's holding out. What is your take on the whole running back market in the pay scale for the running backs, Jason?
It's indicative of the last 23 years on how they've been rostered via the draft. The market is right in front of us, and I've done the backdated research, and I have my chart up here. Let me break down a couple of numbers. And if you're a financial analyst within the world of football, breaking down what you're paying, here's some proof on why they're not paying a lot of money. From 2000 through 2011, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There were 36 running backs selected in the first round. Okay. In those 12 years, 36 running backs.
Only 36 running backs in the last 12 years of the draft.
Of 2000 to 2011.
Oh, 2000 to 2011. Okay.
All right. From 2012 to 2023, 17.
Wow.
Now, if we want to go kind of further, you have a number of 92 running backs in the same time frame drafted in rounds 1 through 3. So that's including that number. And then when you go from the other time period, it goes down to 82. So the line has gone down, especially in the round where you're getting what? A 5th-year option. That's not been a trend lately. There were 0 running backs taken in 2013, 2014, 0 running backs taken in 2022. There was no 0 from 2000 up until 2013. So
I'd be interested to know, Jason, what the average. We know what the average salary is. What does a long tenured contract look like in the last 15 years, 10 years in the NFL for running backs? I don't remember the last time a running back got more than 3 years or 4 years. I mean, let's be honest. They don't get long-term deals. They get 3 years, maybe 4-year deals. And I really can't think of anybody off the top of my head that got a 4-year deal.
I'm glad you said that. I just really wanted to think of a running back from the not so distant past.
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, great name. I went a little bit further back, but
I feel like Adrian Peterson.
I quickly Googled. I just wanted to see a name. For some reason, when I think workhorse running back, when I think 1990s style running back that was just grounded pound, maybe went into a little bit of the 2000s, the dying breed kind of running back, Jerome Bettis. Give me a Jerome Bettis number.
The bus probably is.
Ready for this? 6-year, $36 million contract with the Steelers way back when.
Is that the longest term contract for a running back in the last 15 years?
That's just thrown out there. I'm just giving you that was a
6-year deal for Jerome Bettis back in when?
2001 to 2006.
All right, so 2001, Jerome Bettis got a 6-year deal. Has any running back post 2001 gotten more than a 6-year deal?
That would be too much research to do.
I know.
But if anybody wants to go out there right now, great.
If I had to guess, Jason, there's a few names that come to mind that may have gotten long-term deals. Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Adrian Peterson.
Okay. I mean, you're going extremely recently.
Ricky Williams.
Now, Ricky was traded for the Dolphins, and then
LaDainian Tomlinson. Yes, he was another one who probably got more than a.
Yes,
he probably got more than a 4-year deal, 5-year deal. But the fact that we're having to struggle to name running backs who got paid more than 6 years or 5 years is pretty sad.
All right, here's LaDainian's 8 years, $60 million.
All right, LaDainian Tomlinson 8-year deal. Okay, and when was that signed?
2000. Oh, all right. Sorry. In 2004 through 2011, he signed an 8-year, $60 million contract with the Chargers, included a $12 million signing bonus, 21 guaranteed, average annual salary 7.5. In 2009 to 2011, there was a 3-year deal, so I guess there was a contract restructuring of $17 million, but it was an average annual salary of 5.9. So it started to go down for LaDainian Tomlinson at the tail end of his career.
LaDainian Tomlinson was only averaging $6 million a year.
And this is based on Spot Track on quick research right now. So if I'm going off of that, yeah, there was an average salary in 2009 to 2011 for LaDainian Tomlinson from his Chargers negotiated deal at 5.558333.
NFL's lit says LT was on Hall of Fame pace by year 3, though. That's true.
No doubt,
he was.
doubt.
I mean, and look, I'm not saying there's not exceptions to the rule. And I'll tell you this week, Jason, and if you missed it, we looked at kickers' annual salaries compared to running backs' annual salaries currently in the NFL. But there are some things that need to be defined with that, right? There's 4 running backs on a team compared to 1 kicker on a team, right? So, understanding that the 3rd and 4th strings are probably making league minimum or close to league minimum, maybe that's understandable why their average salaries are less than an average salary of a kicker. But I still personally think that that's ridiculous that running backs' average annual salaries are less than kickers in the NFL. My question to you, and I posed this question earlier in the week, and we had like a good hour debate, and I'm just interested to get your standpoint. With the exception of maybe Justin Tucker, running backs hold more value to a team than a kicker does. And hear me out, Jason, okay, before you say yes or no. Running backs extend drives. Running backs allow the NFL to be a passing league right now because you cannot just be a passing team. You have, in order to be effective, in order to be a good football team, you have to be two-dimensional, running and passing. And if you're not, if you're just running, you're going to fail. If you're just passing, you're going to fail. You have to have both, okay? I understand that running backs are not getting touchdowns maybe, or they're not getting the ball, but they're extending drives. And for me, running backs are complementary to the passing game, which makes them a very important piece of the game. And in my opinion, I would rather take an average kicker. I would rather take an average running back over an average kicker. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
You would rather take an average running back over an average kicker?
Yes. Or no. What I should say is I would take an average running back over a really good kicker. And I would settle for an average kicker.
I don't want to settle for an average kicker because we've seen what that can do. Listen, I'm not.
But you have to be put in situations to win games. And how are you doing that without a running back?
In this pass-happy league, where I agree with you, and yes, a running back helps that. But I think that they've become devalued to the point where you are rostering 4 or 5 guys to give them shares. You're not overworking people. You don't want to give them $10 million a year worth of work, knowing that with the amount of times, even if it's less, they do touch the ball, there's the injury risk, you know? Kickers, as silly as it sounds, the reliance on them is huge. Believe it or not. It stinks to say, but even now when you're doing something as silly as moving back point after attempts, they're not gimmies anymore. Points are important, you know? But I don't want to get into a huge kicker versus running back debate. I know that's what we're on here, but the running back market has just become a mess, and it's a pass-happy league, and there's a ton of running backs that if Saquon Barkley wants to sit out, if they want to say, you know what, I'm going to sit out, they'll go to the pool. The NFL's not going to get
Le'Veon Bell on social media. Le'Veon Bell on social media last week, and I don't know if you saw, ranted on Instagram Live saying my biggest regret of my career was sitting out the year, and because I thought I would, basically that it hurt my career. There was no other, like, it hurt his career. And so Saquon and Josh Jacobs have to look at this and saying, you know what? We can't sit out. So the NFL knows this. So there's 2 questions I have for you before we change subjects, Jason. Number one, what is the cure of changing the outlook and the pay scale for running backs in the NFL? And number 2, do you see it changing eventually?
I mean, there is a couple of guys out there that I could imagine have arguments. And those couple of guys are, if I'm looking at last year's leader in receptions, I'm looking at 2 running backs in the top 16 amongst wide receivers and a tight end. You know, Travis Kelce, of course, the tight end who led last year in receptions. So contractually, when you're talking about things, do you pay him like a tight end, a wide receiver? What about Austin Eckler or Christian McCaffrey? I mean, these are guys who had over 95 receptions last year as a running. I'm sorry, not receptions. I mean, targets. These are a huge amount of target guys, you know, and they're finishing in the top 16 in receptions as running backs. So those are guys who are really 2 factors that have a lot of arguments. But then again, you have running backs who get more nitty gritty in blocking more often than not. You know what I mean? So there's arguments a lot of places, but it's, and what happened at Gurley? I mean, they're not getting the return of investments, people. That's basically what it is. What's the ROI on a running back? What's the shelf life?
So with that being said, are you of the mindset that it doesn't matter if a team has Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley or Dalvin Cook? They just need to have a running game that's giving them over 4.5 yards per carry in aggregate in total. And as long as that they're getting that and they're being somewhat effective in their running game, they can have a running back by committee and still win a Super Bowl.
Let me answer it kind of like this. And let me just be Dolphins centric for a second. With last year's, okay, running back overall situation, and then included the early-ish with Chase Edmonds. He got out. Wilson came in. It became okay. With the situation of Tua being injured and then having a couple of starts by backup quarterbacks, even third-string rookies, with a rookie coach miscalling certain consistencies in the running game, they were a winning team and went to the playoffs. So it's almost like in a second year from a coach learning from his mistakes, with those 2 running backs and Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson added with Devon A-Chain, and a healthy Tua, it's almost like this budget backfield really could be a winning team and not just get to the playoffs, maybe win a game if Tua's healthy, if McDaniel improves on the knock that I had on him, which was the consistency of running calls. And if you have the running back room with week 1 to week 17 plus wire to wire with Wilson, with A-Chain, and we're not talking Dalvin Cook here, my answer to you is I would be playing this the same exact way Greer would be, seeing the market, seeing what's going on, and knowing what I have. You don't have necessarily 4 aces in the backfield. You have a full house, literally. But if we're talking about what this running back room is valued at right now, it's valued in the middle of the road, but I think it could work with what this team's philosophy is with McDaniel and Tua and the other components of them. So I think this can work for them. I don't think they need them.
Richard, I would disagree with this statement. Running backs need to have 2-year rookie deals.
Never happened.
I don't know if that's the solution.
That's discriminatory to running backs almost.
I don't think that is the solution.
Would never fly in labor laws. Never.
No way. It wouldn't happen. And to be fair, and it would probably hurt the running backs more than it would help them, even in that situation, because
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Coming in as a wide receiver. I'm a slot receiver who runs. Why not market yourself as that?
Let's say the highest salary is $16 million for is what Derrick Henry's getting, I think, right? $16 million, I think, is what Derrick Henry's getting. And then there's a significant drop off. It goes to $10 million on 3 franchise. I think there's a $16 million, a $14 million, then 3 franchise tag, and then everything's under $10 million. Okay.
$16 million as a yearly guaranteed salary.
Yep. For this year.
Man. For this year.
That's Derrick Henry, right? So that means the average starting running back in the NFL is probably making $6 to $8 million per year. Okay, starting running back. If I'm a rookie running back and my rookie, what is Bijan making? What's his rookie deal per year? Do we know that yet? What's Bijan's?
He is making $21 million, 4 years.
And what's Jahmyr Gibbs?
Hold on. $17 million over 4 years. It's usually 18, 17.8. So give him 18.
So what is that per year?
No, what is it, like 4-year deal at 18? Yeah, so 4 point something.
4 point something. So that means I'm only making $8 to $9 million, maybe 10 for 2 years. And God forbid my team doesn't utilize me the right way. Then all of a sudden I'm stuck out in the cold, hoping that a team will sign me for $2 or $3 million. Rather than if I have a rookie deal 4 years and I can get them to guarantee $20 million, I'm going to make more. Like there's no benefit to a second-year deal unless they turn out to be great. And that doesn't happen most of the time.
I mean, let me give you some average salaries, of players to equal 16 million, non-rookies. I'm not naming rookies because that defeats the purpose. You could say, yeah, Jalen Phillips makes 3.5. Yeah, but he's on a rookie deal. So in terms of non-rookie deal, let's get to 16 million. So you have Derrick Henry as a $16 million a year running back, or you could have David Long at 5.5. Re-sign a guy like a Durham Smythe at 3.8. So where are we at, calculator people? Around like 9 million. Let's throw in Zach Sealer's 3.8 from a couple of years ago. So that's 3 players with change to go. And you know what I'm going to add in there? I'm going to add Dan Feeney, and then we have a couple of bucks left over. So that's what you could spread across just to help your team in other areas, as opposed to just one running back. I mean, that's the mindset.
Real quick about the Dalvin Cook situation, there's some news leaking saying the Dalvin Cook settlement offer is not true and is written by the same reporter who was proven to have lied about Dalvin Cook in court documents in the past.
Just the other annoyances that come with the
that's why I'll say it one last time and then we'll move on. After the Matt Ariza deal, I'm not putting anybody's head on a stake. And after the Deshaun Watson deal, I'm not sitting here saying any of these ladies are lying. I am saying that this needs to play out in legal court precedent. Let this thing play out. And in the meantime, Dalvin should be allowed to play. He should be allowed to play. He should be allowed to do it until it is proven, because we do not know all the facts. We do not know it. And after ruining Matt Ariza's life over straight up lies, which have now been proven to be lies, just let it play out in court. Let it play out in court. And in the meantime, let Dalvin make his money, do his thing. I mean, that's to me, that's the only fair way to do it, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I will say this: I don't think he's coming to Miami now, and I don't think he's going to get more than $4.5 million. And if he does, I'd be very surprised.
Like I will. If there's a final hill to preach on, it is luxury, not necessity. I'm okay either way.
All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Spread Kindness Friday, which means 50% of all donations go towards a great charity or cause. And in loving memory of Gary Pytek, aka the mayor. Excuse me, as I almost burped there for a second. In loving memory of Gary, we are 50% of all donations today are going to go towards the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. Gary, aka the mayor, just recently passed away of pancreatic cancer. And so, his family, in lieu of flowers, was talking about giving to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, pancan.org, PANCAN.org. If you want to give directly to them, you can. But if you donate to the channel, 50% will go towards it, and it'll be a great cause to do it. And so we just we want to be able to give back. That is part of our platform on Fridays, is to be able to give back, and that's what we're doing. So donate to the channel. You can donate through Cash App or PayPal, MSM Podcast Network, or $MSM Podcast Network. I'll put the QR codes right up on the screen real quick so you guys can see it. And or you guys can use YouTube, which is the super chat or super sticker. Okay, we definitely want to raise as much money as we can and be able to give back as much as we can. So donate, help the channel grow, and help raise money for a wonderful, amazing cause, so that there can be hopefully one day a cure for this deadly disease. Man, it sucks, man. Gary was taken from us way too soon, and I don't know who's going to do the stickers, the hello, my name is anymore during these things, but I hope somebody takes that over, because in memory of the mayor.
It's a very mayoral thing for him to do, bring people together. That's what he was. And you know what? Just gotta look for someone to have like a nice, fun little shot with when I see them at one of these tailgates in memory of Gary, because he was always just being like a life of a party. You know what I mean? Like, he was always having some spirits, just enjoying life with fellow Dolphin fans. I never saw the man not smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've lost just too many people in recent years, and this year especially. It's just
been a rough year.
It's been a rough year. And it begs the kind of just treasure relationships, treasure your friends, treasure your family, be decent to people. We don't know how long we all have on our one shot. So make it a good one, everybody.
All right. Next up in the conversation to talk about, because there's no good segue from that, so we'll go ahead and we'll do this. Nick Needham news broke yesterday. Nick Needham, it's been 9 months since Nick Needham tore his Achilles. They usually take about 10 to 12 months to repair it back to 100%. He's not quite there yet. But with the cornerback depth that we have, there's no things to be forced there. So he was placed yesterday on the active, physically unable to perform list. We know that, that's not set in stone for the season. Well, there were plenty of people last year. There was like 3 people last year who started training camp on PUP, and 2 of them ended up making it off. So with Brandon Jones not being one of them. So with all that being said, Jason, what's your take on Nick Needham? Give me your update on Nick Needham.
It's not unexpected. It's not anything to, panic about. Basically, let's analyze this. He tore his Achilles, which is a very, very tough injury historically. It's one of those injuries that it can go south real quick. But in this case, he has been rehabbing quite well. I don't want to use the term ahead of pace because he was pupped, but that is an activate at any time situation. That's not necessarily saying he won't be active until October. Basically, this is a very good opportunity for the Dolphins to utilize the roster capabilities of the PUP. So if it gets to week 1, week 2, where he might not be necessarily 100%, but he's at 90, 85, they don't need to rush him back. They have a Trill Williams deep in the depth. They have rookie Cam Smith. They have Cater Kohu. They have, 1 or 2 defensive backs in training camp as UDFAs who they can get maybe just more of a look at because of this kind of a move. You know what I mean? Is 7 or 8 months? Sorry to pause there, but just real quick, 7 or 8 months after an Achilles injury, this is not a crazy situation to have him be on PUP. He's not going to be out 12 to 13, 14 months. He's not going to be in a boot anymore, which he's not. He's, I guess, ahead of what you would be worried about with an Achilles injury. So having said that, yes, he's PUP'd now, but am I worried where he's going to be middle of September, late September? No, I think he will be an welcomed added piece back when he is 100% ready to get on the field. This is not a bad or a setback situation.
Yesterday, I had Cameron Scott on Throwback Thursday, as I do almost each and every Thursday here on the Clock Blockers, #1 Miami fan morning show. And Cameron made the statement yesterday, or hot take, however you want to put it, that he said that he doesn't know if it'll happen, but he said he would not be surprised if Nick Needham is cut or released before training camp.
Wow.
I agree with you.
Come on.
What is your thoughts on that?
Look, yes, I've been tracking and been a supporter of Needham for quite some time. So obviously I have a little bit of a bias. That's like sure, get it. But fact is, he was an injured free agent with offers from other teams. The Dolphins knew that. The Dolphins came back and said, not only do we want you, we want to help you train and get back. They are invested in him. Why is it only a year contract? Because they're not morons. They're still a developmental and getting him rehab situation. 4 teams, very least bare minimum that I know, wanted him on the squad, ready to start when healthy, including someone who you could probably guess from the NFC, who is a defensive person for another team. Very obvious right there. So are the Dolphins wanting to rest, rehabilitate, and reinsert Nick Needham into their plans this year? Absolutely. Are they thinking of him long-term, which is part of why they're not rushing him and putting him out there like cattle and just say, we need you as a body, get out there. They are invested in him. I'm very confident. This is an impossible thing to go back to unless someone shows a time machine to me. If Nick Needham did not get injured, it would have been my guess a 2 or 3 year deal, locking him up for multiple seasons, not just the 1 year re-signing. So is he working his absolute you-know-what off to get back? 1,000%. Got back to camp about X amount of days before his report date. I'm not sure what report dates are for injured players or whatever. I can guarantee he went back early, though. He's been there since the 9th-ish. So don't bet on Nick Needham. Don't bet against Nick Needham. When it comes to having to outwork people or get himself back, don't bet against him. I'm very confident he will be on the Miami Dolphins roster. They're invested in him.
I'm sorry. I wasn't necessarily fully paying 100% attention to you because I'm contemplating if I should respond to a troll in the chat.
Don't. I just went on a Needham sermon, man.
I apologize, man.
It's okay.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I am not usually this guy. I'm Mr. Spread Kindness, Positivity, and Love, and this person's going to make me come out of my
Don't do that because I haven't I haven't gone on over with my split vision on the chat yet. You've taught me not to. So
I have, and I
this is
ironic my own
here.
advice. But today, I definitely want to say
let me just.
I want to come out of my Spread Kindness shell for a moment, Jason. I want to be confrontational.
Don't be confrontational. Then no. Don't be confrontational. I'll be confrontational. No, don't be confrontational. But no, Needham's on an active PUP, so it's not like
I think he'll start the season. I think he'll start the season on the. Yeah, I think he'll start the season.
Listen, in 3 years, let me just give you my want. In 3 years, and this is almost kind of what I hope and believe that Chris Greer is setting up for. Who we won't see in 3 years is probably Xavier Howard, possibly Jalen Ramsey. I would love to see the first four as Cam Smith, Cater Cohoun, Nick Needham, Trill Williams. That's all I'm saying. And then whomever else might come on.
Trill Williams is making this team.
Oh, of course he is.
You know, Noah's not. Noah Igbenogany is not making this team.
Noah
will be a Minnesota Viking
on this team. I don't mean to be rude for Noah, but he is the 9th person, if I'm being generous, and I'm putting a special.
I think you're being generous by saying
he is the 12th person at best, and I'm being generous. I'm gonna tell you
right now, if Noah
generous.
makes this squad, I'm gonna have something to say about it. It's not gonna be good.
It's a very absorbable. Look, we're at 8 point whatever dead cat. I don't care if he gets us to 10. That's pretty much what we're looking at. I'm fine. It's not my money.
My mom just texted me and said, "Don't do it."
Mama Daniels. Yes.
It's funny. All right, I'm deleting what I had written down. I'm deleting it. I'm not going to press send. There we go.
My mom the other day asked me the question I feared for about 4.5 years. Jay, how do I get on Twitter?
Oh, Mom, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No. So Mama Daniels, shout out to you. Shout out to the moms out there.
Mom's sitting here watching. Love it.
She's momming.
But she is, right? She is.
Listen to the mother.
I'll let my people in the chat take care of the troll in the chat.
Listen to your mom.
Pissing me off today. It's hard to get under my skin, but when you do, it's very hard to get under my skin. Man, he's bringing it out of me today.
This is a little. Let's go. Let's talk about something. Let's segue.
Let's segue.
Segue.
You know what's hilarious? You trying to. I know you're being me today, and this is not normal. Okay, I don't know what's happened, but maybe we have switched bodies.
Friday, man.
Yeah, it is Freaky Friday today. No doubt about that, man.
Oh my God.
No doubt.
Crazy.
All right, well, let me hit the reset button real quick because there's a couple of other things I want to talk about real quick.
Literally and figuratively.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Spread Kindness Friday. I'm going to keep on trying to spread kindness here and not be whatever term you want to use. I'm going to spread kindness here. Each and every Friday, we take a opportunity to give back somewhere, some way, shape, or form to a charity or to a cause. We just had a really great member of the community, Gary Pytek, aka the mayor, pass away this past week. I don't want to say unexpectedly, but way too soon. Didn't think it would be this soon. To pancreatic cancer. So we 50% of all donations today is pancan.org. PANCAN.org, which is the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. So 50% of all donations today are going to go towards that, and we're going to give back that way. And that's the cause that we're doing today on behalf of Gary Pytek, who we miss and we love, and is probably somewhere watching over us saying, all right, Dolphins fans, stop arguing with each other. Let's love each other. Gary's probably got those name tags up in heaven for Dolphins fans as he's getting up. He's like, all right, I'm up here. Where are you from? Welcome to heaven. Welcome to Dolphins heaven. I'm sure that's what Gary's doing right now. So I miss you, buddy. And fan club weekend will not be the same without Gary this year. So I am excited about doing that. So 50% of all donations, bring them in. You can donate on Cash App or PayPal, MSM Podcast Network, or you can donate right here on YouTube, which is Super Chat or Super Sticker. Okay. Couple of little small news and notes. Northwestern, you're not a big college football guy. I like the whole situation with Northwestern and Pat Fitzgerald getting fired. They offered the coach, they offered former Miami Dolphins head coach Dave Wanstead the job, and he turned it down. So this news breaking this morning, former Miami Dolphins head coach Dave Wanstead was offered the Northwestern job and turned it down. Said thanks, but no thanks. So just real quick, give me a Dave Wanstead story. You remember good old Dave Wanstead, Jason?
Do I remember? I remember the good. I remember the bad. Oh boy, but Wani, going back to a story I heard on the fish tank. He ran into Ricky Williams way after he was coach of Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
And look, Wanstead ran Ricky into the ground.
He did.
I mean, to the point where it was like, I think in 2 years, dude touched the ball 750 times.
Yeah.
And that's not including like blocking or anything that's just nitty gritty, you know? Like he kind of like they met at an airport or something and they almost like reconciled. Like almost
I love you, man.
It's
been real.
Yeah,
all right, here's my story.
Funny.
My dad and I in 2010, I think, flew to Pittsburgh to start our 4 stadiums in 5 days baseball trip. And we fly into Pittsburgh, we get the rent-a-car, and as where you got to get the rent-a-car from, you pass by all the terminals. And we're driving slowly through the terminal because you got to drive through the terminal where people pick up and drop off, right? And out of the corner of my eye, my peripheral, I hope I said that right, peripheral vision, peripheral. Thank you, Jason Sarney, Mr. Writer. And I see this face that looks very.
If anybody has peripheral vision, it's me.
I know, right? Peripheral. I see this face that looks very familiar. And I'm like, that's not Dave Wanstead. And I screamed to my dad, stop the car. And he pulls over and I get out of my car. And as a matter of fact, hold on, let me show you. I think I have it on my Facebook. I'm going to look for it real quick. Because where is it at? Photos and albums and I'm trying to find.
Dave Wanstead was not on the bingo card today.
Dave Wanstead was so not on the bingo card today. So I jump out of the car and I walk up to him and I say, "Hey man, can I have a photo with you?" And he took it with me and he was as nice as could be. And I told him I was a Dolphins fan and you know I missed them and you know I don't know if I actually missed them, but nonetheless I still said that I did. And he was just the nicest person that could be. I don't see it. Daggone it. I thought I had it in here. I guess I didn't. I'll have to find that picture and I'll share it on Facebook, on Twitter later. But yeah, Dave Wanstead was dope. He was a really cool guy. But I can't believe he turned down the Northwestern.
Dude, I mean, as a guy, supposedly he's a very good guy, good dude, you know, in terms of getting a team that he had to the promised land. We unfortunately remember Dave for not doing so.
That is 100% true.
I'll tell you, the worst 3 and out in my Dolphin life was that last game. I want to say it was 2001 or 2000. It was Ricky's first or second. It was first or second year with Miami where they lost going into overtime against the Patriots. Mark Royals, a punter, ended up punting it out of, you know, ankles were on the ends in his own end zone, punted it like 12 yards. You know, it was the worst punt ever. He did not utilize Ricky right. It was 2 throws and a run on 3rd and 8 or whatever it was. It was an awful maintained game. And I remember like going into overtime, it was like JT and Zach were going out to, to the coin toss. And it was almost like you just knew it was on their faces. It was like, oh my God, they're like, they know.
This is not going to work.
They should have won the damn game. It's like this. Why are we here? And I think that was the endo year. So,
man, it's bothering me that I can't find that photo because I know I have it somewhere.
Bothers me. I'm thinking about that year. Oh,
well,
that was heartbreaking.
That too. I'm gonna find that photo today. I'm gonna go on the search for it and do it. Other news and notes from across the league: the Washington Commanders sold their football team. Daniel Snyder is no longer an owner. Thank God. Worst owner in sports, James Dolan or Daniel Snyder?
I mean, look, from the stories that are out there, it seems like he's not just was the worst owner in sports, but who the heck would want to work for this man? I mean, the stories
Oh my
behind
God, the
even,
reports that are coming out now.
Disgusting, despicable. I don't root for like downfalls, but when people I've read do things like he has,
it's unreal. It's unreal.
You reap what you sow.
100% you do. I'll say this. When it comes to Josh Harris, who bought the team, and minority owner Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, by the way, owns a portion of the Lakers, the Dodgers, and now the Washington Commanders, who, by the way, they said they will change their name again. And that's what I wanted to have a conversation with you about. So they are changing. They are allowed. They've been approved by the league to change their name again. And the ownership group, Josh Harris, has already made a statement saying that probably will happen.
Interesting. I saw that. I didn't know the validity of it on the account that I saw it on.
Yes.
They did have a blue check mark, though.
You know those people with blue check marks. You can never be too sure of them.
Part of what I'm about to say, I might have to re-embark on that, but it might be for business standpoint, but whatever.
I have a blue check mark because I
nothing wrong. Listen, I might have to re-fall down that path, but neither here nor there right now. New name for the Commanders, huh?
Well, my question to you is this. Does this set up a precedent that if a new owner, like I understand the reasoning for the Washington Redskins, I don't agree with it, but so on and so forth, right? It's whatever, right? I'm not getting into the political aspect of it. But does it change a precedent now, or does it set a precedent that when a new owner takes over a team, that they might have an opportunity to change that team's name?
Things
Could you imagine if somebody buys?
That has happened in some way, shape, or form.
In other sports, it happens a lot. And think
about it in football, if you really want to think about it.
The NFL did in the 80s and in the 70s.
Well, the Oilers moved and became the Titans. You know,
they moved. And if you move, I'm okay with that. If you want to change your name when you move to a different city, by all means. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think the Los Angeles Rams should be the Los Angeles Rams. To me, that's the St. Louis Rams.
But what about like what Art Modell did with the old Cleveland Browns and moved them to Baltimore, changed that whole franchise? But when you look at it, the Cleveland Browns and the new Cleveland Browns treat themselves as if they were the old Cleveland Browns.
So a couple things. Here's what's funny. Living here in Baltimore, not growing up here, but living here in Baltimore. The Baltimore Colts moved to the Indianapolis Colts. And when they moved, the Indianapolis Colts kept their history of Baltimore, right? So Johnny Unitas, all the old stats and everything are still with Indianapolis. Okay. Right. And they're the Colts. By the way, I don't think they shouldn't be called the Colts either, right? So when the Ravens came into existence in 1996, there was a huge ordeal of should the Indianapolis Colts give their history back to the city of Baltimore, meaning their franchise stats and stuff like that, right? Well, it was a big controversy. It didn't happen, right? Well, when Art Modell left Cleveland to go to Baltimore, he made it a standpoint that when he went to Baltimore, that he gave Cleveland back their stats. So all of Cleveland's Browns' old stats, the old Cleveland Browns, are still with Cleveland. And I think there's something to be said of that. And by the way, unlike Art Modell or who was the owner of the Colts back in the day, who moved the team. I can't think of his name for the life of me. As a Baltimorean, I should know this, but whoever moved him, Irsay, they left in the middle of the night and didn't give the city a chance to do it.
In a Mayflower.
Right? And Mayflower trucks. In Cleveland, Art Modell gave the city a half a dozen chances to give them a new stadium, to provide. And at that time, it's not like it is today, right? It is today. There's no way for the most part, no city's going to publicly fund a brand new $1 billion stadium anymore. Back in the day, it was a regular thing that if your city wanted to stay, that there had to be public money coming from it, right? And he gave the city multiple opportunities to stay, and they didn't do it. And so I understand why he left Cleveland. Cleveland instantly regretted it, and 3 years later, they got a team because they said that they were going to build a new stadium, and they did. But they didn't. They couldn't do it for Art Modell when he was there. So good, bad, and some people will disagree with me with that if they're Cleveland Browns fans or Baltimore Ravens fans or Indianapolis Colts fans, so on and so forth. But I'm telling you right now, like I was listening to this news yesterday that they are going to change the name again, and I'm like, I think it sets up a bad precedent that if you are going to sit here and allow that, their team name has been the Washington Redskins, the Washington Football Club, and now the Washington Commanders, and now you're going to let them change again? The NFL has a strict policy that once you alternate, or alternate's not the right word. Once you change something on a logo, change colors, whatever, you can't do it for another 10 years. But you're going to let a new owner come in and change everything all over again? And it will be their fourth name in 10 years as a franchise. So I don't know why I'm all worked up about it, because I'm not a Washington fan. But as a football fan, I just think sets a bad precedent. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I mean, look, if you're an owner or a new owner and you come on in and you want to change things, you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of a fan base of what you're changing. And we've seen that. Logo has changed. Now in terms of a whole nickname and identity, I think that's a slippery slope because, unless you're moving, unless you're doing a completely different rebrand, which has been very, very few and far between the NFL, I just don't see it happening outside of this specific situation because of, call it just the controversy that the name brought.
Level 2 Noob says they talked about the team names the other morning on ESPN. They said there is nothing in the league standing that would prevent someone from changing the name of a team upon purchasing of the team. So my question to you, does that mean that when Stephen Ross sells the team, or if
they change anything about the name of this squad, there will be a mutant. I mean,
I would.
No chance.
There'll be pitchforks and fire in the streets.
The logo is a hot button topic enough, right? But there is the only reason outside of relocation that we're talking about a name change has been because of a created controversy over that said original name. That's it. It's not like we're talking about. Someone said the Washington Bullets. Now, the Washington Bullets was a basketball franchise, and they changed to the Wizards because of the.
No, they were the Baltimore Bullets, then the Washington Bullets,
right,
and then the Washington Wizards.
I mean, this is a fun conversation.
I actually had that whole conversation at the barbershop yesterday about the Baltimore Bullets.
If we're talking about like that kind of conversation, just Basketball was not a good movie. It was a funny movie, but one of the funniest opening kind of, I guess, monologue narratives in any sports movie was basically explaining when money took over in sports. The Jazz moved from New Orleans to Utah, where they don't allow jazz. The Lakers moved from Minneapolis to Los Angeles, where there are no lakes
in LA.
Right, where there are no lakes.
There's no lakes in LA.
Right,
the Lakers are LA. Isn't that weird? You can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Lakers are synonymous with LA now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
but there are no lakes in LA.
Correct. I mean, so certain franchises were named based on their geographical situations, Dolphins included.
Look,
I'll be real. Getting the Colorado Dolphins anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like,
to go back to like team names, right? Like when Charlotte had the Bobcats, right, and New Orleans had the Hornets. I thought it was so great of the NBA and the owners at that time to New Orleans said, we don't want to be the Hornets anymore. We know that Charlotte's going to get awarded a team probably in the future again. And we want and the Charlotte Hornets are synonymous with the NBA, right? So I always loved that New Orleans gave back the Charlotte Hornets name. And again, the same thing, right? The reason that Cleveland and Art Modell moving to Baltimore gave back Cleveland their name and their identity and their history is because that city was screwed in the past. And the same thing in the NBA. New Orleans had the Jazz, and they were screwed out of that team name, screwed out of that history. And so they knew what it was like, and Charlotte wanted that name back eventually. So
sorry to jump in, but just because I have to answer the Cap for Life question, I happen to be a Knickerbocker. That's someone from New York.
I've never heard of a Knickerbocker. And to be fair, I know that word is very tough to say without getting in trouble sometimes. Sometimes, no, don't get in trouble for that word. You have to say it correctly, though. Knickerbocker.
The biggest Knicks fan in my household growing up was my mom, is my mom. Absolutely. Knicks. But yes,
Knickerbocker.
New York. One from New York, a resident of New York.
I'm not saying that 5 times fast. Okay.
Don't. And I was not a Knicks fan, believe it or not. I grew up around the corner before I moved to Long Island from St. John's, so I always liked St. John's players, so I followed Mullen. And I was a Golden State Warrior fan before the Golden State Warriors were this Golden State Warriors. So I've never rooted for a Steph Curry Golden State Warriors team. I became a Pacer fan when Mullen went there, but that's neither here nor there.
I
was a Run TMC fan in the 90s. I loved Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond. I loved Reggie Miller and those Pacers when Mullen went over there. They were always like, it's against the Knicks. But yeah, that was one of my favorite games. And then when the Pacers played the Knicks in that series where Ewing missed that layup finger roll, I was like a Pacer fan. My mom was a Knicks fan. I was cheering. My mom was devastated. Devastated. I don't know if you remember the game, but
no, I don't. Well, are you talking about the Reggie Miller game?
No. There was another game, another series where the Knicks and the Pacers, I think it was as deep as this the conference semis. And
that was like the year before or 2 years before, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
look,
96, 97, something like that.
Dude, the look, here's the I do swear up and down. We're gonna get to Dolphins talk, but I do swear up and down to this day that if Ron Artest had not gotten suspended and the Malice in the Palace didn't happen, that the Pacers would have won the NBA Finals.
I don't want to talk about the Malice in the Palace. I've told you my Malice in the Palace story.
No, you haven't.
I was working in the broadcast booth during that game at NBA Entertainment.
You were there for the Malice in the Palace?
I was in Secaucus, New Jersey.
Okay.
I was there.
Stop. All right, let me turn my headphones up.
This is my claim to.
I did not know this. I know you worked for the NBA for a long time. You worked for the NBA. I need to hear the Malice in the Palace story. Go ahead. I'm all ear.
Okay. Basically, it was literally 2 days after I put in I'm taking another job. So I already gave notice. It was the tail end of my career. My job was I was a telecast reporter. So basically I'd go into the games and report about, watch games, live games from the ESPN telecast, TNT telecast, and all the local broadcasts. And I'd report, Cap, we're getting there. But I would report on all the non-basketball occurrences, the signage, the ins and outs of the commercials, the timeouts, the, what the broadcasters were saying, discussing, all the nuances of how the league, the channels made money, and we kind of controlled the ins and outs of the commercials. I had my little clicker, and I'd talk with the people over in the the front court, and I'd be like, all right, we're having 30 seconds. All right, go to the filler. So like we would always kind of do that fun stuff. And after 9/11, they implored a in-house security director who in place put security at each NBA game. So we were in communication with them as well, just in case there was any type of an incident.
Now, you worked at the league.
I worked at NBA
at the time.
National Basketball Association Entertainment, which is basically the control center of both NBA TV and all the NBA broadcasts.
Okay.
NBA corporate was Park Avenue. That's where all the business and all the David Sternisms were taking place. We were the TV. We were the production. We were the wires.
But you were still the news outlet, so that the NBA NBA league offices in New York were notified probably from you or from somebody from your team if an incident occurred.
That's exactly right. Now, to put it into perspective, when there was a technical foul on the easiest, someone just threw an elbow and got teed up, unintentional. That was a night, let's say it's the ESPN Friday normal game, 7:30 start, 8 o'clock start, and it was in the fourth quarter. My reports were going to be done. Everything was going to be normal. That situation happened. I slammed my hand on the desk because I had to then cut every angle of the tape with the tape department. I had to basically get every bit of footage and documentation of that technical on a shuttle to go into the van to get to NBA corporate.
You hated fourth quarter.
A technical foul
in the fourth
was another 3 hours of work for me. A technical foul was another 3 hours of work for me. Now let's go to Malice and Pals. So we're on a Friday night. It's my second to last Friday, or maybe even my last Friday as a telecast reporter for the NBA. And again, it's a Pacer game, so I had my Pacer, in the back. I like the Pacers, whatever. So I'm writing our reports, finishing up the game. There's about 40 seconds left of the game. Free throw situation. And then obviously Ron Artest, not Meta, Ron Artest at the time decides to, of course, be the guy that he is and lounges on the scores table. Right off the bat, my boss stands up. Ron, no, oh my God, we're here all night. What's going on? This was before anything because it was Ron Artest doing something stupid. We're the communicative public relations technical wing of the NBA that's got to do everything. So all of a sudden, the cup comes. Out of nowhere,
do you
lands
see
on
the cup? Do you see
the cup? Now, Ron Artest runs into the stands and runs after a kid with glasses and a black collared shirt. The kid looked like.
Time out. To be fair, I'm going to pause you.
Okay.
Your office,
I was in the broadcast operations.
You were the first person in the world to break down all the footage from that night.
There were 4 of us. Brian Boardman.
My mind is so blown right now,
Sarney,
bro.
Martin, last name I can't remember, and the director of security, who was one of the coolest dudes in the world.
That we've seen in these videos, all the footage we've seen in these documentaries, all the footage that we saw on ESPN for the next 3 weeks, you were the first person to clip it, take it, dissect it down, and give everything to David Stern in the NBA.
I was among the campers in the camp. Absolutely. And when the red, and when, and
so the
when
cup comes
there
in,
was,
it hits Ron Artest.
The cup hits Ron, and then he runs into the stands to attack whom he believes threw the cup. And like I said, it was a kid, probably in my estimation, 19 to 25.
Okay.
That was his age. Ron went right after, all right? And I said to myself, that kid didn't throw the cup, because at this point, the red phone rings, which is the bat phone. It was David Stern. What the hell's going on over here? I hand the phone on over to Brian Boardman.
So David Stern talked to you as
the bat phone rang. The bat phone rang the second.
Jason, this is the greatest story you've ever told me.
And then as I'm looking, all of a sudden, it's all hell breaks loose in the broadcast operations center. And the security guy, John Waller, who in another life was Prince's head security detail. That's neither here nor there. But the stories I had with this guy were unreal. But John Waller got on it with the person right in the booth, was figuring it out. And I was tracking what the hell was going on, because now we had an NBA player breach the stands and now put his hands on, or was about to. So guess what? I left work Monday. I got in Friday. I left Monday. I didn't go home.
Hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So
cup through
Ron Artest. Ron Artest goes into the stands. Red phone rings. It's David Stern, pissed off, yelling. You don't even answer. You probably hand the phone to your superior, okay? At this point, what is the conversation in the room there with you guys? What is the conversation?
Like any operations center that you would imagine has an immediate disaster, we hit work mode right away. No BS. No, we were just trying to go with the fly, and I was trying to dissect what the hell was going on whilst everything else was
happening.
Like literally, Ron went in to attack person A. And then if you go YouTube this as I'm talking, you literally
real quick, let me just pause you for a second. Jason, you were talking to somebody who it's not a great moment. It's a really bad moment in sports history.
It's a horrible moment.
But it's such an integral part of I cannot get enough Malice in the Palace news. I've seen every single news coverage. I've watched every single all right, I've had enough, man. Michael K., why are you a fucking asshole, bro?
All right. No, he just donated.
No, I don't give a shit. He is an asshole.
What do you say?
Michael K. I'm over Michael K.
Easy. Let me get into the story.
You are like ruining the moment, Michael. Shut the hell up, bro.
I don't even know what he's doing. Just don't even worry about it. It gets better. So basically,
fucking dumb.
I told the guy in my office, Brian, who is the broadcast operations director. The guy who threw the cup was next to him. It was a dude in like a baseball kind of jersey, basketball Detroit Pistons button down, who, as Ron ran into the stands, the guy basically olayed and like pushed Ron to the other guy. So I had to immediately speak with the people in the truck, the ESPN people in the truck, who coordinated with the director of security, who coordinated with the eyewitness people on the court, who then found out that it was the gentleman, if you want to call him that, who was in the red, white, and blue Detroit Pistons.
He was not the first person that Ron went after.
Correct.
But he was the person who threw the cup.
We got him. Cops arrested him.
So you were the person that found him.
We were the person who found him. And then after the whole fight, which was, I got to tell you, Steven, an eternity. Like the X amount of minutes was an eternity. And the second, because there was a second game that had to go on. The second game still had to go on. The broadcast still had to fly, right? So that's why I mentioned there was another gentleman by the name of Martin, who was the late night reporter. My job was going to be over after I cut, reported, probably would have gotten out of there at 11:30. 12:30 latest. Got the late bus home to the city as a 24-year-old and had my weekend. That did not happen, sir. We went into full-fledged crisis battle mode on the phones while the whole melee was going on, the fight was going on. After the whole thing, I had to transcribe it all, like literally transcribe the entire fight from Mike Breen was on hand, as Mike Breen always says, Mike Breen on hand, but had to commentate all of what was being said through that whole 35, 40 minutes. To put it into perspective, as I referenced, I got into work, I think at around 5 o'clock that Friday. I got back to my apartment Monday morning.
I want to be involved in this conversation so much, and I'm so pissed off that Michael K. fucking ruined it, and I'm pissed off at Michael, and don't be a fucking asshole. A, I don't cuss. B, I am Mr. Spread Kindness. But motherfucker, you took it out of me, man. I
don't even know what he did. I don't even know what happened.
Pissed me off, bro. Like, seriously, man. I do the show every single day, and Michael's always got some bullshit to say. And I take it, man. I take it on the chin, and I shut up, and I do my job. And I don't normally let shit get to me. I don't. I've had conversations where, like, that didn't piss you off? No, man, I don't care. But today, it pissed me the fuck off, bro. It pissed me off today. Pissed me off.
It's really unfortunate that people have to do things that push people's buttons or do things like that.
I'm not trying to feed the trolls, Rick. I don't be an asshole. And that $5, tell me where I can. I'll have to be honest. I literally just I don't ever hide users on the channel. I did on Michael K today because I just couldn't do it. But Michael, if you want to get where I can give you that $5 back, I don't want your fucking $5. You keep your $5. I'll do 10 just for like dumbass, just fucking dumbass, man. And it sucks because I love the Malice in the Palace stuff, and I know that comes out bad, but I love learning anything I can, and I did not know you were such an integral part of that. And you know, he got under my skin today, man.
So good. That's basically it. Yeah, just we'll get on Dolphin stuff, but I will say something that was one of the coolest things that the NBA did for all the people in that room, as a thank you, and it was literally like my last night at the NBA. It sucked, but it was great. As a thank you, me and my coworker Martin, who were like the guys who were just the reporters who just stepped up, stayed there all weekend. They took us to a Knick Grizzlies in the box in the NBA suite game the following Wednesday. So like 4 or 5 days after the Malice in the Palace. The VP of broadcasting and programming, my boss, me and this guy Martin, a couple of other sprinkles. We enjoyed a fun little reward for that, which was the only experience I've such had in a NBA luxury suite. So that's my Malice in the Palace story.
We got to do that again so that I can record that and put it on social media and stuff, because it's such a great story. And I am not in the right frame of mind to add. I have 15 more questions to ask you about the Malice in the Palace.
I ran it, believe it or not. I'm going to send you a picture offline. And let's go to Dolphin stuff, because there's definitely people that are ready to hear that. They're tired of the story, and I can understand. But it's working on another job in New York City about 5, 6, 7 years later, whenever it was. Who do I see walking to the Garden? Meta World Peace. Stopped him.
By the way, I've heard nothing but amazing things from him.
I walked with him from Midtown all the way to the Garden. Like, not Midtown, 40 seconds.
Were you talking with him?
Yes, I was. I'm like, hey, my name is Jason Sarney. I was involved during the Malice Palace. Oh, yeah. Didn't know who I was. Just mentioned the Malice of the Palace. But even cooler, a couple of years later, I ran into Stu Jackson, that was the guy that I sent my reports to, second name after David Stern. He was the guy who would cut the tapes, hand out the suspensions. I went up to Stu Jackson. He was walking into the Garden years later as the director of the Big East. Yeah. That was his new role. I'm like, Mr. Jackson, I have to say, former Knick coach, I have to say hello to you. My name is Jason Sarney. Malice in the Palace. I'm like, oh! And that was great. We took a selfie and I'll send you both selfies. They're on my Facebook, but full circle. That was first job.
I'm going to say one more thing, and then we're going to talk Dolphins.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with Malice in the Palace. And I'm really
thank God. Yeah, we're done with it. We're done with it.
He ruined that story for me, because I love Malice in the Palace information. And just so you know, it's one of my favorite sports stories to talk about in the world. Like, I can sit for 3 hours and talk about Malice in the Palace and break it down. And let's talk about, I love Malice in the Palace conversations. Now,
one last quick thing, just so you'll appreciate this. My parents were at a sports bar with other people, and that game happened to have been on. And every time they were in that kind of situation, my parents would always be like, oh, Jay does the reporting for this, whatever. And then as that fight happened, my mom famously screamed out, oh, shit. And all of them, what's going on? I was like, Jay's screwed. So people always like to bring that up.
And the fact that you and I are so close, and I never knew this about you, kind of bothers me a little bit. I'm a bad friend if I did not know this about you, because I'm a huge I love anything Malice in the Palace. I'll eat that shit up. I love the 30 for 30, or wasn't a 30 for 30. It was a Netflix documentary that they did, and it was gold.
No one called me.
Gold.
No one called me for the eyewitness.
They should have. They should have. That was a whole thing unto itself.
Hand to God.
Okay, real quick. Let me just say something. Okay. For those of you clowns that are in the chat and that watch the show, okay, you got me out of character today. You got me side pocket today, cuz let me tell y'all, clowns some shit. All right. Number one, I do the show almost every day, and I try to. And the last 6, 7 weeks, I've been going through some stuff mentally, but I've been dealing with it with my own, and I do my own shit, and I try to keep to myself and try to keep it moving. Coming up on football season, trying to get in the right frame of mind, I let everybody come onto the show. I don't care if you're a Jets fan. I don't care if you're a Patriots fan. I don't care if you're a Bills fan. I try to be respectful of you. I try to do the right thing. Donations are always appreciated, because this is what the fuck I do on a day in, day out basis. All right. This is how I provide and put food on the table for my family. Yes, it is. Okay. So yes, this is what I want to do for a living. I chose to do this. This is how I go about it. It is tough when I live in Baltimore, Maryland, trying to get sponsors. Don't have 1 million fucking views like some of my colleagues who I love and respect, like TD Finstock and Dudley Do Wrong. But I want to get there. I want to be there. Okay. And I'm working my ass off to do it every fucking day. I let a lot of shit slide. I let a lot of shit roll off my back. But when I have somebody coming up in here, especially on Spread Kindness Friday, who for the last 3 weeks, when Jason and I for a long time said we really want to get Friday to be able to get back to people and everything. If I had the money, I would give every single dollar to any charity or all 5 days of the week. And one day, when I'm making multiple streams of revenue from sponsors and deals with podcast networks or whatever, I'll be more than happy to say, hey, look, all the donations are going towards a charity or whatever. I can't, unfortunately, do that right now. But you know what I will do with the little bit that I do get? Because remember, YouTube takes 50% out. So if $50 turns into $25 or $26, I want to take half of that and give back. Anything I can do to give back, I want to do. But when you come up in the fucking chat and you're like, guys, just go donate to the thing. These guys are taking money for themselves or whatever like that. Mark, fuck you, bro. I am so sick of your fucking shit. You have been disrespectful on my show. You've been disrespectful on other people's show. I let that shit slide. I don't talk about it. I don't get out of character usually. You got me the fuck out of character today. And I'm sure somebody's clipping this and I'm sure somebody's on my ass. I do not get side pocket with this bullshit. I don't normally let shit like that piss me off, but you fucking pissed me off to the degree today, man. Fucking degree today. Yes, Buffalo fans in the past have donated very well to the channel, but they've also talked a lot of side pocket. People talk all the time. Why do you let certain people come up onto the show? Because they're respectful, to me at least. And when people get unrespect or do in your eyes maybe disrespect, I also understand people and I'll tell you a real thing real quick. Talk about EM, right? And I don't mean to bring EM up, but EM behind closed doors is and actually fuck it, even in front of people, one of the nicest people you will ever meet. He's a genuine fucking guy. Is he aggressive? Is he loud? Is he obnoxious sometimes? Of course he fucking is. But that's his demeanor, bro. But I appreciate EM for what the fuck he is, which is a real motherfucker. That's all I ever want to be. That's all I ever try to be. All I want is the respect back and deserve. You don't have to agree. You think EM agrees with everything I say? You think Jason agrees with everything I say? You think TD agrees with everything I say? You think half the fucking people in this no, they don't. But that's why there's other fucking channels. Last thing. I think I've said last thing 5 times now. All I want is for people to, you don't have to like what I do. You don't even have to like my goddamn platform. Respect it. Because I respect everybody else's. I might not like how everybody does their shit, but I respect it. From Reason and Finside the NFL to TD Fins Talk to the Fins Tailgate to Dudley Do Wrong to Dolphins United to the Fins Talk Network, Miami Fan Talk Network, all of them I support and I want them to succeed in life. That is who the fuck I am. I'm about that. I will reach out and say, hey man, how's it going? Ask Nikki fucking Smokes what we've talked about over the last few weeks. And I'm not trying to name drop or say. All I want to see is people fucking win and succeed in life. But understand, words have meaning and words mean something to people. And when you say certain shit, fucking shit hurts sometimes, man, especially when you put a lot of fucking work into it. I put a lot of work into this. Nights, I've sacrificed. I could go stop this, go get a job right now making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. have full benefits. My wife would never argue with me about money. We wouldn't talk about this. Money, half the shit that we talk about sometimes. I don't do it. It's not what the fuck I want to do in life. This is what I want to do.
I didn't mean to hit that. Sorry. I honestly didn't mean to hit that. Of all things to hit, but
it's. I think everybody has something to offer in this community. You don't have to always like them, but you should respect the work and time and effort they put into it, because I do. And that includes everybody in this community. Everybody has something to offer in this community. You don't have to like it. You don't have to support it, but shut the fuck up if you don't.
I'm going to expand on that. We're going to segue to Dolphin coverage. But, Steven, you were out of pocket. I've never seen you like this. And obviously,
I'm not like this. I am not. My mom even told me, she's like, don't do it. And
it obviously takes a straw that can break a camel's back. And you know what? I've been there. And I'm sorry that it hit you now. And listen, the Dolphins community, social media, the world of freaking social media is a large ocean. If you're swimming by someone's paddleboard and you don't like what they have to say, mosey on, swim past theirs and go to someone else's without elbowing them in the head, passing them. You don't need to do it. If you want to stop by and say, oh, by the way, you make a good point, but I happen to have one of my own. Would you like to discuss it civilly? Pull that paddle up board next to mine or Steven's anytime. But if you're going to smack us in the face while doing it, paddle on, people. Because, Steven, you're absolutely right. There's a way to handle yourself. There's a way to have a debate versus a confrontation. Be civil with each other. And if you're in the chat room and you're an anonymous person and you want to throw an insult, keep them coming. Because a couple of years ago, I would have looked at that as a reason to go quit what I used to do. But now, things like that have become my fuel. So, trolls, if that's how you want to pay your bills, don't think it ain't going to be paying ours. That's what I got. Steven, I'm sorry you got hot, but let's talk some Dolphins. Training camp's really underway, if we want to,
Lewis says, fuck that, Stephen D. Say it with your chest, goddammit. I love this, Stephen. Swear jar's out the motherfucking window today. I'm over the goddamn swear jar today. And it's Spread Kindness Friday. There's nothing about this that says spread kindness, goddammit.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I know I'm working on 80. What is Stephen D, your swear jar is at $87.37.
Oh, man.
See, y'all get. I'm telling y'all get me out of pocket, man.
2.5 hours ago, I literally thanked Steven for being the person in my life to help me stay on the path and not derail myself. 2.5 hours ago, that was your advice.
I said this.
You literally gave me that exact advice.
I say, guys, let shit roll off your back. If I like two things. Number one, I don't like that I'm acting like this. I really don't. Like, this is not who the fuck I am. But I'm not gonna be controversial for the sake of controversy. Could I have 500 viewers if I was like this all the time? Maybe. But I don't like that. That's not who I am. I want to see people win. I want to have great debates and conversations. I don't ever want to get personal. I don't want to be that fucking guy. But, man, people can really fucking bug the shit out of you. And today it got to me, man. It got to me today. And, yo, you got me like, and
Bob, the cards will be on the way. I appreciate the donation we got you coming from last week's.
These damn Bills fans. Whew, this break has been good. Back to my whole away from you. I love you on Travius.
Travius is the best.
Oh my goodness. Can I hit the like button again? I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. No shit rolling off my back. Who's going clean shit spread down your back, Steven? Don't blame me. I tried to kill the Bills fans a month ago. And let me just say that, like, yes, this is a Miami sports channel, and it's dedicated mostly to the Dolphins, who I obviously love. But I want to have discussions with other people from outside of the fan base, with people that don't think the same way. That's what good debate and conversation is: intelligence and respect.
I like to speak online, or at least do my best to start social media as if I'm sitting next to someone on a bar stool at a bar talking sports.
Bar stool, no pun intended.
No, literally sitting down on the seat capacity with a bar next to me or in front of me. How are you going to look to someone and say, I like that list of 5 quarterbacks, but can I give you mine? Oh, cool. Yeah. Who's your favorite team? Oh, mine's this. This is what I think. All right, great. You want a beer? That's my analogy. It don't work that way all the time.
Feels nice to live rent-free in Bills fans' minds. John said, is Stephen D going to have to smack a bitch?
Stirring the pot. Stirring the pot.
And real quick, here's the other thing that bothered the fuck out of me the last few weeks, right? I'm trying to raise money for an amazing cause. Like, I want to give back, and I want to be that person. No, it's not I am that person. I love that.
All you got to do is look at the track record of what you do. And you've been more than...
The moment I came onto this show, Surfside happened. And we raised money for Surfside people, for Surfside survivors and families that were affected by Surfside.
You never have to justify them.
Came into the fold. That was like my first month being on the air. So yes, it started from the beginning. I just want to do it at bigger and bigger levels, and it will evolve. Is it where I want it to be at now? No, it's not, but it will be. Because I'm going to win. Ain't nobody's going to do to stop me from winning at this, man. There's a list. It's around here somewhere that I wrote when I was like 9 years old, 10 years old, of things that I wanted to do before I died. And one of them is host my own nationally syndicated sports show. Now, nationally syndicated probably didn't mean YouTube back in the day, but if I'm able to do that, it's, there's shit that happens that comes with that. Perks, there's great opportunities and all that shit, man. But man, I don't like cussing like this either. At least in the morning time. After 10 p.m., Steven cusses like this. Before 10 p.m., Steven, late night Steven cusses like this. Because I just got to let it out sometimes.
Twitter. Now we're mid-season.
Cap for life. What did you just say? You said you raised money for the hurricane victims. Gorilla Luke's story was crazy. Yep. Gorilla Luke, we raised a buttload of money for him, man.
And to go a little further into that, it's like, I feel like as Dolphin fans, as Dolphins content creators, whomever you want to call yourselves out there that goes on certain
Liz, thank you for the $2 donation.
Basically, I think it's our responsibility, frankly, as Dolphin fans, because the Dolphins organization for decades have been at the forefront of philanthropic, community, all things like this. So yes, I do think there is a little bit of a responsibility to give back. And I think, Stephen, you're one of the best in doing it. Never let anybody deter that.
Oh, is this Michael K again? Another thing of Michael K?
Let's steer this back. Let's steer this back and talk Dolphins training camp, and then we have some fun news that you're involved in, that everyone's involved in, and we're not going to let any distractions get us off the rail. That's your words. You got to rub the ears while you do that.
I know. Woosah.
All right.
By the way, real quick, I'll say this. Michael, catch me outside, man. Catch me outside. I'm not a fighter. I have no fucking clue. You come meet me on the Finn's tailgate so I can tell you how much of a fucking clown you are, asshole. Go ahead. Let's talk about the Dolphins.
Well, why don't we talk about the defense? Because this has been a little bit of a defensive segue. So,
I'm never going to get a real sponsor, or nobody's ever going to let me on their show if this is how I talk to fans.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're Freaky Friday. Where the roles have been a
Roles
little.
are reversed, Jason. Jason, you need to be the voice of reason with me today.
It is a cold day in HE double hockey sticks if I'm the voice of reason, folks.
There's no fucking swear jar on the show today.
We're approaching end of days if I'm talking people off a ledge. But anyway, listen, there's a lot of fun going on in this community. And Steven, I think it might be a decent opportunity to maybe steer us back. Can I bring a little something into the fray here?
This is your show for the rest of the show, Jason. I'm just here.
Jason, take the wheel? That's not good.
Jason, take the wheel. I'm over this bullshit today.
All right. Well, I teased this a little bit on Twitter, and it's something that I've been working on for a long time, a couple of years. It's nothing crazy. It's just something that I'm going to be very proud to announce, something that's going to be my main focus in the world of football coverage. It's going to be something called Dolphins Weekly. It's going to be a weekly newsletter that will be launching on Monday. There will be editions Monday and Friday in season. Of course, Fridays will give you your previews with exclusive stories, an ability to maybe aggregate some content from across the community, some obvious subscriber benefits for a 100% free newsletter with tons of stuff that's going to be in there. So I'll be placing a link in this show on my Twitter account for the subscription link. It will be launching Monday morning. And it would be just a place to get some centralized news, some fun opportunities for the Dolphin entrepreneurs out there with all their business ventures to lead the fan base in things like travel, hospitality, even if they want to know where the Tailgreeter tailgates are for things like the Baltimore Beatdown or the Philly invasion, things like that will be included. And I can tell you that from week to week, there will be surprises. And the main thing that I'm going to be offering to the fans, because this is a fan-centered situation. So for all of my subscribers for the Dolphins Weekly, DFW as I'm calling for short, I will be raffling off for my subscribers through the next couple of months my tickets for the Dolphins home Monday Night Football game against the Tennessee Titans as a first of many thank yous. So subscriptions will be able to be had for free as soon as I get off the show on my Twitter. And Steven, if you don't mind, maybe I'll throw a link here. But first and foremost, subscribers.
I don't mind. This is your show. The rest of the show, I'm just fucking here.
I appreciate that. I do.
And by the way, let me say something. For those of you who don't know, Jason has been working on this for probably 2 years, but really a lot in the last 2 months. And this is an idea he's come up with and formed in his mind and always kind of wanted to do. And we talked about it for the first time probably a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. And for the last couple of months, he has been in the studio. He's been in the gym. He's been shooting in the gym, as they say, as the kids say, with this awesome, amazing idea. And I'm so excited for you. I think it's going to be absolutely fire. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for everybody to kind of get out there and show what they're about. So Dolphins Weekly. And it will be the number one place to get all your Dolphins news, YouTube, writing, everywhere, anything that Dolphins fans do, they're going to be up there. And it's going to be good stuff, man. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for you, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I appreciate it.
The link is in the chat and it'll drop on Monday, right?
Monday for all basically post-game in season, Friday for the pre-game kind of look, and then off-season will be Mondays, every Monday. It'll be a 52-week out of the year thing, Dolphins Weekly, all year round.
I'm signing up as we speak.
I appreciate you. And again, this is 100% free. This isn't get in and then pitching you things. This isn't selling email addresses this is helping the community get fun content, helping individuals who have their own home for their content to lead people to, and as I mentioned before, a lot of free subscription and subscriber benefits. So I'm excited, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to announce.
I appreciate it, man. Anytime, man. You are amazing individual, amazing person, and I love you. And I am super excited about what you got going on. I don't even know if I want to do the rest of the show, Jason. They got me so out of goddamn pocket today.
Don't worry, because we've all been there, and it's what you do after. It's not what you do, it's what you do after. So shake it off, move it on, and you have too much of a good weekend ahead of you, I am sure.
I do. I get to go to the movies tonight and go see Mission Impossible. I'll get to go to the movies tomorrow and see Oppenheimer.
There you go.
There you go. I spend tonight with my son, tomorrow with my wife, Sunday with my full family.
You got wins all over the place. Don't let one little gnat annoy you.
Michael, you're a fucking asshole, bro. He is. He's the biggest asshole I've ever met.
They call it low blows because it takes very, very, very short people to reach them. So small humans.
Cat for Life says Jason is bringing back the new Dolphins Digest. I like it.
That is a comparison that I am absolutely honored, yet at no way could I think I could take that mantle. But Cat for Life, that's probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I really appreciate that. But that's the model. Andy Cohen was a king, is a king, so that's really awesome to see, and very tough to even get to. If I can get to 25% of that level, I would be thrilled.
It'll be dope. All right. Do you want to talk Dolphins? Or do you got to get out of here?
I can talk Dolphins, man. Did I say Andy Katz or Andy Cohen? I meant Andy Cohen. I'm thinking basketball too, Andy Cohen.
No, you said Andy Cohen.
All right, I'm like paranoid here. I'm thinking basketball from the Malice of the Palace story.
Raphael says, I just subscribed but can't verify my email address. FYI, Jason. Raphael,
I'm reading that. All right. I will send me your email, Raphael, to my Jason_Sarney at the Twitter DMs, and I'll make sure you're verified. We'll get you in. It's kink out day. We'll get all the kinks out.
Curtis Wood sent $10, saying $10. I'm behind you on the timeline. And then Paul Holland sent $10, said fuck the haters. They did that on Cash App.
I was a big time Brooklyn Brawler fan, so I agree with you.
What about Barbie, Steven? I'm not going to see Barbie, Cesar. We need to discuss Sarney's terrible choice in childhood professional wrestlers.
Brooklyn Brawler, baby.
Look here, brother. Tonight on the Finn's Tailgate, Stephen D, me, matches up against the shithead Michael K. You jabroni, you piece of shit, you Buffalo Jills fan. I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna take you down, and it's gonna be a fight here at the Finn's Tailgate, brother. Sorry, I just
not a bad impromptu promo.
That was good promo, right? I did good there.
Send it on over to Paul Levesque.
I might. Look here, brother. the old Hulk Hogan and Rod. This is Macho Man Randy Savage, Slim Jim. Say, I know, right? Snap into a Slim Jim.
Or he really had to go to the bathroom right after they yelled cut. Maybe that was the motivation.
I like Stone Cold. I had a bear. I had another bear.
I had two more.
And another bear. And another bear. Stone Cold was my guy. I do love Stone Cold. He was definitely. Look here. You got a bear? We can have beer together. The music for Stone Cold is my favorite, though.
Nothing got
that glass breaking. Glass. DDG said that's a good Macho Man impersonation. Ooh, Mr. Sacco. He was good too.
Yeah, that was revolting and disgusting.
Dude, I loved it.
It was great.
Rocco and Sacco, baby.
The Rock and Sock connection.
He chose Piper as Hogan's biggest rival over the Macho Man week.
Piper and Hogan were huge rivals. Hogan never like beat him. It was always like disqualification or whatever. Piper like had him. Come on, man.
Mick Foley was the man. I loved Mick Foley. Thank you.
Piper and Hogan, man. That was great old school stuff.
Steven or Cesar said Steven's wrestling name is the ultimate flip flopper. And the ultimate flip flopper enters the ring at the Royal Rumble.
That's what Twitter has been. It's been a Royal Rumble. It's been a Royal Rumble in here.
For real, bro. For real. They definitely had. They never had matches Macho and Hogan had. They never had the matches that Macho and Hogan had. Level 2 noob said.
Fair.
Is it bad that I like the New Day and the new Day rocks?
I'm not a huge WWE.
Be sour. Clap for your heavyweight tag team champions. I'm sorry.
I'm not a WWE guy these days. I was WWE.
I like the New Day, man. I don't care what anybody says.
dabble.
The New Day is awesome. I love the New Day. Those guys are great. Those guys are awesome. And I do like Roman Reigns.
Nah, I don't even know. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't follow it.
See, I watch a little bit of it, and there's times I really get into it, but you know, Papa Paul says, Stephen D, what's happening? Oh, just dealing with these Bills haters, these Bills fans, these Buffalo Jills fans, these assholes, these haters. They got me out of pocket today, Paul. They got me out of pocket. I peek in on wrestling Monday nights if I'm not busy. It's awful nowadays, but I do like the Bray Wyatt character. He feels old school. Bray Wyatt's cool. Bray Wyatt. Junkyard Dog, Liz says. Junkyard Dog was cool. Got the old school stuff there. All right. My dad is obsessed. Trucker Sean says, Steven going to come in with that Rikishi from the top rope. Rikishi, man, that was repulsive. Him, getting his butt cheeks in the face. Like, come on, Brad. Shout out to Rikishi, though, man. He was the guy. Honestly, I loved Rikishi, and I also liked Lie, Cheat, and Steal. Eddie Guerrero.
Guerrero was the best.
Eddie Guerrero was the shit. Loved Eddie Guerrero. Sting and Bret Hart were my favorite guys, John.
Sting was one of my guys back in the day.
Sting, yep. On WCW Sting, though.
I loved WCW, especially when they were winning the Monday Night Wars, and then I kind of went back to WWF. That was a fun time in high school, man.
That was great.
Like a secondary thing to love.
Did you ever see the movie Ready to Rumble with Scott Caan and David Arquette?
Oh, that would be. Oh, no. I thought you were going to say the one that like Florence Pugh was in. No, I didn't.
No. So Ready to Rumble is a great movie. It's very funny. It's with Scott Caan, David Arquette, and Oliver Platt. And Oliver Platt plays this wrestler who is at the end of his career and is a drunk and everything. And
Oliver Platt's a wrestler?
Dude, I promise you it is a great movie. It is hilarious. It is hilarious. His nickname is the King, right? Like Jerry the King.
Jerry Lawler? Right.
Yeah, like Jerry Lawler. But his Jerry, it's too freaking funny, man. You have to watch that, man. Jimmy Snuka, yes. They have all sorts of what is it called when somebody makes an appearance? A cameo. They have all sorts of cameos in there from WCW back in the day.
Okay.
Goldberg is in there. I mean, just it's you. I can't believe you've never seen Ready to Rumble. Sal Bandini, want to wrestle? Yes, that's it. Level 2 noob. I love it. Sal Bandini, want to wrestle? Oh yes, it was good. You have to watch it. You have to. All right, Jason. Homework this weekend. You need to take 2 hours out of your weekend.
Are you crazy right now? Did I just tell you what I'm doing?
And watch Ready to Rumble. Diamond Dallas Page was in it. Yep. DDP.
I'll tell you what. In 2 weeks, when I can take a moment.
Everybody help me because I won't remember because I've been out of pocket today. help remind Jason until he says he's watched it and we have a conversation about it. I need people to flood Jason Sarney social media with, have you watched Ready to Rumble yet? Have you watched Ready to Rumble yet? Have you watched
Ready
to
Rumble
Rumble
yet?
yet?
That's really, I'll tell you what. Is it on Netflix?
Where's Ready?
I'll try to knock it out. I can't guarantee this weekend.
Ready to Rumble. Ready to Rumble is on Amazon Prime for $3. I'll give you the $3 for it. It says on YouTube for free.
I'm in.
It's on YouTube for free.
I'm in. Maybe I'll watch it via TikTok in like 60-second increments in 500 parts.
Oh, damn. It is. The movie is straight up on. It's free with ads.
Free with ads? Like, all right. I'll watch a commercial or two.
Ready to Rumble. It just started. I didn't know YouTube had movies like that were free with ads. But yeah, it's a great movie. You got to go watch it, man. It's really, really good. When the crickets start, his hands down his butt crack to get the free slip. He's like, yeah, that was good. He's like, smell it. It smells like it came from your ass. Maybe from my ass, or maybe your ass. It's like a ass Slurpee. It's really good. You gotta watch it, man. It's so freaking funny. You gotta watch it. I haven't watched wrestling since I found out it was scripted. I was so mad. Trucker Sean said, yeah, bam. Ready to Rumble was a funny movie. Cat for Life said, yeah, it's good. I promise you'll be like Steven. It was everything you said it was, and then some. Prepare to laugh your ass off. All right, I guess we're not talking Dolphins today because we went off side stream. But the all-time favorite is the All-American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
I love Dusty Rhodes.
Cesar says, it's scripted? You just ruined his childhood. You just straight up ruined his childhood. All right. You know what I'm going to do real quick? For 10 seconds, I'm just going to bring people on one at a time. I'll let 4 or 5 of you come on for like 30 seconds. Somebody needs to be positive on Spread Kindness Friday. So I'm just drop the link in there. Y'all can say hello to me. Get me to calm down for about 30 seconds, and I'll let 4 or 5 of y'all get up here and say hello. Drop the link. Yeah, I will rule you. Yes, MF Fins. Andre the Giant. Yep. Old school, your boy Blue. That's wrestling, Steven. What up, Pop Paul?
Hey, it's going, Stephen D. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up, Jason?
Hey, Paul, how are you, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You okay?
I'm doing good.
Got about 30, 60 seconds. What's going on, man? What do you want to talk about today?
Just want to say I appreciate y'all. Y'all show everything. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. I can't wait to see the training camp going on in a week. I'm going to be there all week long, and it's going to be a battle royal for everything.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great time, man. You'll be there come week 1, I assume.
Yeah.
Or week 3.
Yeah. Yes.
First home game.
Yep.
Are you going to any of the training camps?
I'm going to the whole week of training camp the first week.
All right. Well, hit us up in the morning. Let us know how it goes, man.
I will. I'll definitely will.
Papa Paul live from training camp.
Paul, I'll say what up to you.
I'll be doing my show.
Are you going, Jason?
I will be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the 30th through the 1st.
I'll catch up with you, Jason.
1,000%, Paul. It'll be great to see you, my friend.
And that Wednesday night, the 2nd, when there is no training camp that day, I'll have my show and I'll be talking all about what I've seen.
Awesome, man. Guys, go check him out. Pop Paul, West Coast Florida Dolphin Club. Make sure you guys go check him out. Pop Paul, I appreciate it, brother.
You too, Stephen D.
Love you, brother. Be good, man.
You too.
You know what? Allie's been trying to convince me to come down. Maybe I should.
You should.
I need a place to stay. Am I sleeping on your couch?
I'm staying at a hotel. There's a fun hotel that's actually be part of the newsletter right by the stadium, the Maritime, right in Fort Lauderdale, Marriott based. I'll tell you what, we'll see what we can do, man.
I'm sleeping on.
We might be able to hook you up. But yeah, part part of the newsletter will be hopefully helping fans out in their travel plans with, partnerships and the ability for individuals to get to the games, have something to do, travel to and from. A lot of fun things coming up. But yeah, Steven, you gotta get down there, man.
Do you have a card that you can give away? One card that you can give away today?
Of course, I have a card I can give away. Let's see here.
Try to raise money for the pancreatic. What is it? Pancan.org. Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. By the way, I have the link if anybody else wants to get up here for about 30, 60 seconds, say hello.
Give me a minute.
Talk about how crazy I was today. Whatever it was. How I lost my shit on Bills fans today. Wasn't. You guys got me on Spread Kindness Friday acting crazy today. How dare you? How dare you all?
Well, why don't we do something fun? Why don't we give away?
Well, why not? Let's do something fun, Jason.
I mean, look. I mean, we all know some of the cards that I've given. They're nice. They're nice Dolphin cards. Nothing like that's gonna let you buy a Tesla. But these are cards that could be fun. So why don't we do this? Why don't we raffle this lumping of cards up, and I'll throw it. So basically 25, 50 cards. I'll throw in a nice grab bag of just completely surprise cards, and I'll guarantee you at least two or three autographs in there. How about that?
All right, we'll start the bidding at $50.
I will. It would basically be a Dolphins surprise grab bag.
Remember, 50% of all donations are going towards the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network.
It would be a nice
$50. You get a gift bag of about 25 cards, 2 or 3 of them being guaranteed autographs. Maybe more.
Let's call it 2. Guaranteed 2. I'm looking for, here's 2. Okay, yeah. Guaranteed 2. Guaranteed.
Some really good cards. And Jason gives good cards. So
Matt Wool. Dan Marino. Cool. All right, yeah, we got some fun ones. Little Cater Kohu.
Little Cater Kahoo.
All right, yeah, we got some fun.
Is it Kahoo or Kohu?
Kohu, tomato,
Kahoo.
whatever you prefer.
Tomato. Do you know this is the global warming is real? This is the hottest 2 weeks on record in the history of the earth.
You think I want to get more controversial and talk about that?
In Iran yesterday, it got up to 154 degrees at an airport.
Steven, I'm entering into a subscription-based business. I don't want to get anybody ostracized. I'm all for everything. Whatever you think, I think. You got a stance? I'm on it.
I'm on it. Just don't ask me my opinion.
You think I'm
cutting? I disagree with whatever you say, but if you ask me my opinion, shit's gonna get real.
We don't cut 55% of my market. You crazy?
Oh my goodness.
We're good.
Hella agree, Steven. All right, come on, guys. It's going to a great cause.
Dude, I got an autograph of one of the best Miami Dolphin cornerbacks who ever played for the team. That's number one. Tell you the truth, I got an autograph for someone who we all wished was going to be one of the greatest cornerbacks of the Dolphins. Well, that ain't going to happen, but we're still going to throw that in because you never know. And one more autograph of a young player that we all hope makes some sort of a step this year. So you got 2 current players, 1 old player. Those are the 3 autographs. 3 autographs.
All right. I'll take away the $50. Whoever donates first, that'll be what the starting bid is. And then we'll just go up.
2 autographs are numbered. One of them is numbered at 50. One of them is numbered out of 49. All right, I'll give you a tease. Pat Surtain is the first one. All right. Numbered 5 out of 49. So that's the preview of the bunch of cards.
My mom's mad at me that I went off on.
Mama Daniels, we'll talk.
Mama Daniels is not happy with me.
It's all right. He never does this. It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Not me. I'm better than that. Canes 1989. Steven, who has the better chance at winning the season, the Orioles or the Marlins? Orioles. all day. Let's go. Although I'm rooting for the Marlins too. Be great to see them. Guys, come on. Let's go. How many cards? 25 cards?
Dude, it's a big no Curtis Weaver, no Jason Strobridge, but I have a couple of non-game ward relic opportunities for you there. That's what we got here.
Game relic cards, some autographs.
Purely joking on Curtis Weaver.
Some numbered cards.
100%. We got some old school cards, like old school, like like Nat Moore old school, like Dan Marino old school, on top of some fun ones too. Yeah. Nice little surprise grab bag for the kids.
Whoever donates first, however much it is, that's the starting bid. You do realize that means somebody can donate literally $1, and that's the starting bid. But remember, 50% of all the goal here is tries to raise some money for a great cause. Come on, get up in there, guys and ladies. This is
Ford helmet.
And by the way, we're donating it in the name of Gary.
Yes.
Gary Pytek.
Yes. Spaceballs, one of the greatest movies ever written.
I don't like Spaceballs.
Oh, get out of my channel.
It's your channel. I mean, hey, look, I told you to take control today. If you tell me to go, I'll, this is all you.
Mel Brooks is my cinematic marina.
Papa Paul with $20. Let's go.
Let's go, Papa Paul. I'll tell you what, if Papa Paul's the winner, saves me on postage, I'll hand it to him at the game. I can't. No,
well, let's hope somebody beats that. The goal is to try to raise some money here.
No, I know.
And by the way, we're going to do it in full. So that means $20 that Papa Paul counts towards whatever the total donation is. We're not doing it where somebody has to donate 21 and then that person has to donate another 22. So Papa Paul's full donations are involved. Everybody's full donations will be. Whoever donates the most amount of money will win. Starting after the Papa Paul thing there. So let's go. Papa Paul, $20. Come on. We're doing it. We're doing it big. May the Schwartz be with you. May the Schwartz be with you. Is that Spaceballs?
Of course it is. Now there's two sides to every Schwartz. You got the good side and you got the bad side. So you got to make sure you got the right Schwartz. Because the wrong Schwartz.
Who's the guy in that from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Oh, Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis, pound for pound.
You know he quit acting?
Bro, he's one of the funniest human beings ever. He is so freaking funny.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I mean,
outside of Dolphin stuff.
No, outside of Dolphin and football.
I listen to a buttload of podcasts. So
he has his own.
No, but I'm big into anytime a comedian gets up. Like I listen to Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and who's the other guy? I can't think of his name. Ginger. He's a redhead. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. By the way, Papa Paul's $20 donation is the biggest one. Let's go, guys. Come on, donate. We're raising some money for a great cause here. Andrew Santino, thank you. Great show. But they have a lot of comedians on there. And it was a while back, but they were talking about whatchamacallit, that from him. Should I let this guy? It's not the one that pissed me off today.
Honestly, your call, brother. Your call, brother.
You weren't the one that pissed me off today. I'll let you on for a second. 60 seconds, Mark.
No, I was just wondering, are you going to go see Oppenheimer this weekend? I'm going on Saturday.
I'm going on Saturday. I'm going to see Oppenheimer tomorrow with my wife.
Yeah, it should be good.
It's going to be
looking forward to it. I'm here. You think so?
Yes, hands down.
Yeah, just one quick football. I'm going to do a quick football talk, and then I'm off. Did you guys have a chance to listen to Doug's podcast this morning? He was talking about Dolphin weaknesses going into training camp. It may be something you guys want to just take a listen to because it's really good stuff.
What did he say? I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, he was talking about the Dolphins need to have some improvements in their inside linebacking group, in their depth at defensive tackle, depth at offensive line, and help at safety and improvement at backup quarterback.
I don't agree with the last two. I think we're good on safety, and I think we're good at backup quarterback. But I'm just going based off what you just said. I will listen to it because Doug's very insightful and has a lot of good stuff. But the first 3 or 4 things, I think it was good.
Yeah, that's all I had, and I wish you guys a happy weekend.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, brother. See, that's nice and respectful. I can deal with that. I like that.
That's fine.
If you can't donate, don't worry about it. Just share the link, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to wait a little bit, trying to see if anybody else gets higher than 20. Come on, guys. This is a good deal. And you get great cards and money's going towards a great cause. Let's go. Douglas Duron's breakdown on Wilkins was excellent, Cap for Life said. To be perfectly honest, I have not listened to a lot of anyone's stuff lately because I've been so wrapped up in my own life. Mark, you donated and got blocked because you're an asshole. And that's how I feel about you right now. So F you. That's how I feel. You want to be an asshole? I'll treat you like one. Because that's how it came off. Whether you meant it to be that way or not, that's how it came off. And that's how I took it. So do asshole thing, win asshole prizes. And I'll be more than happy to give you your money back. I don't fucking want your $15. Somebody else will donate $15 in lieu of your $15. I have a 3-week-old puppy on my lap. I love them at this age. They are cute and not destructive at all.
Tell that to mine.
When do you want to meet at Finn's Tailgate? When I've calmed the fuck down, and I will. I took my son to sell some cards, and he got $650. There is value in cards, people. 100%, guys.
100%.
And right now, Jason, just throw up the stack and just name some of the names that you have.
It's the usual suspects with the current players. It's your Tuas, it's your Waddles. Got a couple of Waddle rookie cards. Got a Tua rookie card in there. Got a Cater Kohu, Skylar Thompson, Eric Ezukama rookie, Nat Moore cards. I got a duper
autograph stuff.
I got 2 current player autographs, 1 past player. And dude, when you talk about past players, not many better than Pat Surtain, especially for
Patty Surtain,
fans of a certain age, which is my age. So Pat Surtain, let me tell you something to pull things full circle with this year and Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain was drafted while the Dolphins already had a very nice secondary, including cornerback Sam Madison and Terrell Buckley. Now, Pat Surtain, what many people probably said, why are we drafting another cornerback? They played Pat a little bit at the slot. Terrell Buckley was kind of getting in toward the end of his career. And then all of a sudden you transition to Pat Surtain and Sam Madison having a 3 or 4 year run as the best duo, kind of similar to what's going on now and loading up on quarterbacks to play behind the veterans now. So
don't forget about Brock Marion.
I love Brock Marion. Oh, Brock Marion, one of the best.
Brock Marion was amazing and
he was. I think he, as good as he was as a safety, I think he still leads the Dolphins as a record in the return game.
Does he really?
I think. As a kick return.
That'd be very interesting to know.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go. Give me a minute. But yeah, I do believe that he is amongst some record holders in returns.
Cards and sneakers are ultimate value right now. It's crazy. Look up the prices of Rolex app watches. That's also crazy. Cap for Life said. This isn't about, look, it is great. You get some really good cards and some value, but $20, come on, guys. Like, it's Spread Kindness Friday, and it's Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. It's pancan.org. We're raising some money. Come on. 50% of all donations going towards an amazing cause. You guys are letting the Bills fan win right now by not doing it. Come on. Let's go.
I think Marion's up there. I don't think he's the record holder, but he's a top fiver, I think.
For punt
Yeah, top
return
five.
or kick return?
Kickoff returns. Top five.
Hey, hold on. All right. So kickoff returns in the history of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, kickoff return leaders history. Wes Welker.
No. Don't.
Sorry.
You ruined it.
My bad.
Give it to me now. Go ahead.
We got Wes Welker, number 1, Ted Ginn, number 2, Mercury Morris, number 3, Fulton Walker, number 4, Brock Marion.
I never would have
5.
gotten Fulton Walker.
Yeah, I never would have gotten Fulton Walker either. But we got Jakeem Grant, O.J. McDuffie, Irving Spikes, Lorenzo Hampton, and Marcus Thigpen rounding that off.
Marcus Thigpen. Holy shiznit. That's a name for you. That's a name drop.
Love the random Dolphin name drops of the 60s,
right.
70s, 80s, and 90s.
All right, 90s, 2000s random name drop. You ready? John Avery.
Running back.
Trace Armstrong. I don't think he's random though.
Trace, not random. Trace is a beast. He was one of the best.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Nice couple of years, but one year they traded for him like week 2 or 3 to Cleveland. They got him out of there.
He gone.
They traded him out.
Gone.
You out.
All right, let's see what else. Some other random names that I can remember. Give me some. Give me a random dog.
Lamar Thomas,
running back.
wide receiver.
Was he?
LT. Lamar Thomas. Yeah, he caught a game winner from Dan Marino against the Broncos. I think that was the game he had 3 touchdowns to.
Marty Booker.
Marty Booker. Gee, oh my God. If you don't want to have a fun little side project, look at the quarterbacks Marty Booker played with in his career.
Trash equals trash equals trash.
I'm just going to send you all on a homework assignment. Marco Coleman. Yes, Trucker Sean. 1995, I think, was a year that all my favorites pretty much left. Like all the veterans, like Marco, Brian Koski Jackson, Terry Kirby, Troy Vincent. That was a year that changed.
I remember trading for Marty Booker from Chicago, thinking, yes, we got the guy.
Jamie Nails, offensive lineman.
Brian Hartline.
Hartline's great wide receiver. Actually, tell you the truth, with him coaching Ohio State, any wide receiver that they pump out, I'm a fan of. I mean, every one of them. Olave, McLaurin, that dude's a coach. One day, if Brian Hartline can coach up Dolphins, I mean, Wes Welker, I'm absolutely fine with him as our coach. I hope he's forever our coach, but Brian Hartline is moving up the chain soon.
Random names.
Irving Fryer, great name. Mark Ingram. How about Mark Ingram the second's dad, Mark Ingram the first?
Yes. Played for the Dolphins.
Yes, he did.
He
was the one who caught the fake spike and every other touchdown that game. Pretty much, he had 4 touchdowns that game.
You are correct about that, sir.
That game was
Trent Green.
Oh my God, Trent Green almost just that hit on Trent Green. I don't think he won a game as a Dolphin starter.
I don't think so either.
Like I think he literally went 0 for 10, 0 for 8.
John Beck.
Talk about another 0 for
BYU.
On a mission, literally.
All right. Kurt just donated $25 on Cash App. So there we go. There's $25. Right now, Kurt has $25 and Trucker Sean has Papa Paul has 20. As a matter of fact, I'll let everybody else's donations that have donated today be in on this. So Trucker Sean has 20. Flipside Fishing has 10. Bob Young has 10. Papa Paul has 20. I already said. And Curtis Woods has 25. So right now, Curtis Woods, I believe, has donated the most at 25. If I'm correct. If I'm doing that math right, which I think I am.
I can't do math and carry a show at the same time, Steven.
Gus Frerotte. Holy cow. I remember Gus Frerotte in the orange jersey playing Washington Redskins in a night game, in a primetime game.
And I've tried to forget for a list of 25 some odd quarterbacks.
Michael K., you have $20 that you've donated today.
Brian Greasy, Joey Harrington,
Brian Greasy,
AJ Feely,
Brian
Damon
Greasy,
Heward.
opening Monday night game, playing for the Dolphins against the Denver Broncos, or playing for the Broncos maybe against the Dolphins.
JT
and Bob Greasy was in the booth for Monday Night Football, I think.
I think JT either strip sacked or pick sixed them in that game.
Yep. Adwale Agunlie, yes.
Ooh, yeah.
A real prince, mind you, by the way.
A real prince. Yes.
Yes, he is real royalty.
He is royalty. Darrell Gardner and Tim Bowens. Two of my favorite interior defensive linemen ever for the Dolphins.
Papa Paul now with another 20, so Papa Paul's at $40.
Oh, he's bringing the bees, the killer bees, the Blackwood brothers. I love it.
Charles Bowser, Lyle Blackwood, Glenn
Scott
Blackwood.
Mitchell. Morlon Greenwood, Long Island legend from Freeport High School. Yes, sir.
David Garrard played for the Dolphins.
He never made the 53.
Okay.
He was a practice squad.
Oh, all right. So if we're going like that, you ready? You ready? Somebody who never played the 53?
You Ocho
Marcus Vick. Michael Vick's little brother was on our practice squad during training camp, or was in training camp.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Marcus Vick.
I mean, if we're going to legends who never made the 53 but almost had that shot, Chad Ochocinco once upon a time.
Chad Ochocinco, man.
Was that close?
The asshole that he screwed. No, I love Chad, but he jinxed himself, the asshole. I literally remember watching that and said, that asshole just jinxed himself. He's going to get arrested. And he did.
It happens. It happens.
Pat White. R.I.P. Pat White after that hit.
Should have played
Pittsburgh.
Should have stayed at baseball.
Dude, there's still chalk outline in Pittsburgh of that hit.
Oh, stop.
For Pat White. It was that bad. It was that bad.
I remember watching that game. I was on a 5 or 10 second.
Yep.
I was on like a 5 to 10 second tape delay, and my brother called me, and he's like, "Dude," I'm like, "What?" He's like, "What? You're not watching?" I'm like, I am. I'm like, "Oh, dude." It was like just a really funny situation watching a tape delay where he was basically calling to say, "Did you just witness what I just?"
Just get that dead body off the field.
Like, what are you talking about? They're on the center, so nothing happened. Oh boy.
Oh boy. That just happened.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Richie Incognito.
He was. Oh, Richie Incognito. Yeah, that's not a random person though. But Chris Carter played 8 games for us.
Chris Carter dropped a heck of a touchdown opportunity. Oh, I remember it was 2002. It was a national game, I think. Dropped it. Anyway, not to bring back past failures.
Right now, just so everybody knows, we have $40 by Papa Paul. We have $25 by Kurt. Kurt has donated 25. Who else? Oh, yep. Trucker Sean's got 20. Michael K's got 20. Bob Young's got 10. Flipside Fishing has got 10. But right now, the winning bid is definitely Papa Paul with 40. Come on, guys. Donate. Get it up there. Let's raise some money, man. I wanna do a big donation to the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network today. And just so y'all know, y'all are bidding as well on about 20 cards, autographs, numbered, rookie cards, all Dolphins, anywhere from Tua to who else?
You got them all. You got Tuas, you got Waddles, you got current rookie cards that are out in the card world. So that's last year's class: Skylar, Eric Azukama, some old school players. Got a Ricky Williams in there, some old school players, and some 1970s players or 80s and 80s. So yeah,
I want to raise some money today, guys. Come on, let's get them up. Let's get them up. Come on.
A fun potpourri. Say that. It's a fun word. Potpourri.
Potpourri.
A potpourri.
Potpourri of stuff. Randy McMichael.
Oh,
I
Eric
love
Green.
Randy McMichael.
There was a time where Marino had Eric Green or Keith Jackson as tight ends. Oh, they were so good. Those two.
Cleo Lemon.
Cleo
Lemon.
carry the. Cleo's a fun dude. I mean, great dude. A fun fish tank episode talking about that Raven game. Of course, Greg Camarillo. Larry Izzo. Great name to bring.
Larry Izzo. Yep, that's another good one.
Love that.
James McKnight. Sammy Knight. Yes.
Sammy Knight. Beast. James
Sammy
McKnight
Knight.
was
Huge safety that I liked a lot.
James McKnight was like Jay Fiedler's like secondary target or something. Like
Richmond Webb is not a random person.
That ain't no random.
Richmond Webb is the GOAT.
Not a random. I mean, John Denny is a random name, but when you think of a 22 straight year player, long snapper John Denny.
Alendo Mare.
Oh, Lamar's great kicker for the Dolphins. I mean, you can't really call him random.
Can't call him random.
Yeah. South Florida.
What else?
Keith Byers, great name.
That's not a random, though.
Well, not a random, but he only had a couple of years with the Dolphins. Went to Philly or came from Philly. But
Nick Saban.
Tell you, as much as people hate Nick Saban, former players of his talk the world of him like he's a father figure.
Thurman Thomas, yes, played 1 year with the Miami Dolphins. Sure did.
Tim Ruddy was one of the nastiest players ever played for the Dolphins. Center. I believe he was a lifer, drafted and retired through his career as only a Dolphin.
Leonte Carew.
Reggie Roby, if I'm not mistaken, was drafted in the same year as Dan Marino and Mark Clayton. Talk about that draft class.
Brandon Iambadagio.
Love Brandon. You think of Iambadagio, you think of the orange jerseys beating Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Terrell Buckley.
T-Buck, talked about him earlier.
Yep.
The Gambler, now current head coach with the XFL's Orlando Guardians, I believe.
I know. I've been trying to get him on the show, actually.
Oh, that would be great. I'd
love to get
make that happen. You'll see some fanboying. I loved Terrell Buckley.
Terrell Buckley was and is the man. Look at somebody making an announcement on Twitter about Dolphins Weekly. Retweet.
Ooh, who was that? Oh, that was me.
Some guy named Jason Sarney. Right now, a $40 by Papa Paul, 2 donations of 20 are the highest bids that we have for an awesome set of cards. It is Spread Kindness Friday. 50% of all donations are going today towards the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. We're going to donate it on behalf of Gary Pytek, a.k.a. the mayor. So, yeah, guys, come on, donate. Let's go. Aronde Gatson. Love Aronde.
Big fan. Aronde Gatson, I believe, I'm going off the cuff here, but I believe he caught Marino's last touchdown pass and Fiedler's first touchdown pass.
Really?
That's the bridge. Think about it. Marino's last touchdown pass. I don't want to talk about the game. What game was it? It was the Jaguars game. It was his last game. Pass, I think, went to Gaston. He retired.
Hey, real quick, Madden released.
Oh, no.
Hold on, real quick. Madden released their top 10 quarterbacks for the game. Guess who's number 10?
Tua
Tagovailoa is the 10th best quarterback in Madden.
As I live and breathe.
He is rated as an 83, and Aaron Rodgers is 8 at an 86.
Oh, interesting.
I ain't mad at that.
If someone
says, stay healthy, man.
If someone tells me that Tua finishes statistically and in the cultural landscape is the 10th quarterback in the league and the Dolphins are winning and in the playoffs, and that's fine by me. He does not need to be the first, second, or third best quarterback in this league. He has to be in the conversation as top 10. And then I'm fine with that. I'm very happy with that. No argument.
It will be interesting nonetheless. Let's see here. Rams to Lawrence Phillips.
Rest in peace. Well, not rest in peace, but he died in jail. I mean, he belonged in today. Not a great name to bring up, but I understand Raphael. He was a heck of a college running back, but terrible.
Just so y'all know, it's Patrick Mahomes 1 at 99, Joe Burrow's 2 at 95, Josh Allen is 3 at 94, Lamar Jackson is 4 at 91, Jalen Hurts is 88 at number 5, Justin Herbert is number 6 at 87, Justin Herbert's number 6 at 87. Dak Prescott also at 87 is number 7. Aaron Rodgers is 8 at 86, and Kirk Cousins is number 9 at 84. And then Tua Tagovailoa is number 10 at 83.
That is fine by me. I'm okay with that.
Yes, Tyreek Hill did make the 99 club.
No shock. No shock whatsoever.
No shock. He should be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, the two fastest people in Madden this year, Tyreek and Devon Achane. Devon Achane has a 99 in speed.
The amount of fun McDaniel must be having just thinking about what he's going to do, it's perfect. It's perfect. I really think this offense is going to cook with or without Del.
Steven and Jason, do you know the real reason why JT took a job with the Canes over the Dolphins? I never knew he was offered a job by the Dolphins. He's in their booth. He's in their. Is there something I don't know, Jason? You're giving me a look.
What?
Jason?
What?
Do you know something?
We have a Pat Surtain autographed card. We have a Matt Moore. We have a Dan Marino. We have a
there's more to this story, huh?
No. I'm joking to the point where, look, Jason Taylor is at the very start of his college career of coaching, and Canes wanted him to coach, and he's where he belongs at the moment. And if he ends up being there forever, I don't know. I can't guarantee that one way or the other. But where he is at the moment, it's the right situation for the moment. But this is a man that's also going to be wanted in several other industries: coaching, broadcasting. That's just Jason Taylor for you. So if someone says, will Jason Taylor ever coach the Miami Dolphins? I will literally say, I don't know, maybe. And that's as honest that I can get you. But he's where he should be right now, educating a college program locally, and he's a hell of a coach.
He is a hell of a coach, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does. All right, come on, guys. Last few minutes. Great answer, G said. Oh, nobody showed love for Tim Ruddy. Tim Ruddy's that's a good name.
No, someone showed love for Tim Ruddy, and Tim Ruddy was like, if someone says, if the Dolphins ever draft a center, and someone who is like extremely good at predicting player success, if he reminds me of Tim Ruddy, I might gritty again. I will be that excited because Tim Ruddy was my favorite next to Mike Pouncey when he played center. Pouncey also dabbled guard here and there, but Tim Ruddy, favorite center that I've seen play.
All right. I am in the footballdatabase.com.
Ooh.
And it has all the players in order on their starting with their last name. I'm going to start naming some names.
Of what exactly?
Just
former Miami Dolphins?
Yep.
Well, someone I saw put in Wahoo McDaniel, which brings back
Brandon Albert. I remember Brandon Albert.
Lineman, okay.
Jason Allen.
Corner.
Defensive back, yeah. Will Allen.
Corner.
Kiko Alonso.
LB.
Danny Amendola. Totally forgot he was a Dolphin for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
2018.
He was the Dolphins' leading receiver in 2018. Say that for whatever you want. Write that down how you will, people.
Gene Atkins.
Walt Aikens. Gene Atkins, sorry.
Yep.
Great player. Walt Aikens, heck of a unsung, unheralded type of a special teams ace kind of a player. Loved Walt Aikens.
Ofi Femi.
Obafemi.
Iambadegio and Brandon Iambadegio.
Yep. Another quality fish tank podcast. The brothers were in there together.
Let's see here.
Paul Soliai, real good player, defensive lineman.
Chris Baker, not to be confused with
Chris Parker. There you go.
Oh man. Kalen Balaj.
Yeah.
Guys, donate. Let's go. Donate. Going towards a great cause, pancreatic cancer, on behalf of Gary Pytek, aka the mayor. Brent Bartholomew, punter in 1999.
Can't say I remember him.
Me neither.
Robbie
John Zach, I
Conrad.
already said. Jeremiah Bell. There's a good one.
Beast of a safety.
Loved Jeremiah when he was here. Jeremiah played in 2004 to 2011. He played for a long time for us.
Mhm.
Wow.
I think he was a Finn lifer.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive he was a lifer. I love
Yeah.
the Finn lifers. I love the guys that come on in and just, whether it's 5, 10-year career, only Dolphins. Vernon Carey, OJ McDuffie, Channing Crowder, obviously Dan Marino,
Devon Bess.
Devon Bess, great.
I
wide-
loved
not great
Devon
wide.
Bess.
Very good wide.
Absolutely loved him. Just couldn't get enough of him. Thought he was the greatest thing in the world.
That
was
year,
really
man.
sad when he was going through his issues in life, but
Hmm.
he was awesome.
Hmm. Crash. I met Crash on that Dolphin cruise. Great dude.
Kim Bocamper.
Another great dude. Huge. Bocamper is big. Bocamper, tall dude.
John Bosa, the Bosa brothers' father.
Correct. Steve DeBerg, legend from that Cowboys Thanksgiving game. 1,000%.
Wide receiver who never played a snap.
Tailgate.
David Boston.
Oh, David Boston. Jesus.
He might have played a snap, but I don't think it was. David Boston played in 2005.
Yeah, I think he was literally on the field for a hot second.
Like a play.
Like
maybe.
if.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bell did finish with the Jets. Thanks, Ritter. Yeah, he wasn't a lifer. Good call. Forgot about that.
Matt Breida.
That was back from the 2020.
OJ Bergan.
OJ Bergan's linebacker. Who else we got? We're on the B's now, okay? So the Killer Bees, you got those Blackwoods, you got Bob Bumhauer, if you're looking at that defensive unit where they're all B's. Bob Brzezinski.
Matt Bryant was a Dolphin for a year? The kicker?
Kickers, you never know where they pop up for a year, for a contract.
2004, Matt Bryant was the kicker for the Dolphins. Didn't he spend like 20 years with Atlanta? It wasn't 20. I'm exaggerating, but it was a long time. He was the Falcons kicker.
I mean, I think he played a couple of games. Yeah, he played in the league for 20 years.
I didn't know he was a Dolphins kicker in 2004.
Couple of games.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Couple of games.
Let's see here. Reggie Bush.
Bush
All right,
had a nice career as a Dolphin. He was not Reggie Bush 1,000%, but he was okay. He was all right. Keep Talib.
Guys, we're staying on. We're trying to raise some money for the pancreatic cancer, pancan.org. Right now, we're giving away cards. Jason's got about 20 cards, 20 plus cards, from rookie cards to numbered cards to autograph cards. Current and past, some really, really good cards, rookie cards in there.
27. It's 27
cards in there.
We'll bump it up to 30.
Right now, Papa Paul with a total two $20 donations with a total of 40 is winning. If you've donated on the show today, you can add that to your total amount. All right. Right now, number 2, I think, is Curtis Woods with 25. Curtis. And then Trucker Sean with 20. And Flipside Fishing and Bob Young both with 10. Come on, guys.
Charles Clay. Very, very good. H kind of tight end, like one of those kind of line up a couple different spots. Excellent blocker. We need that. That's the kind of guy we need in this offense, the Charles Clay type.
Dan Carpenter.
Kicker had a good year, a couple of years for us. Had actually a really, really good year one year for us, I believe.
Taco Charlton.
Oh, that was a bust.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I think this is sad. Believe this or not, I do believe he led the team in sacks his year as a Dolphin with 2.
Did he really?
I think he did.
That's crazy. If that.
I'm going to find that out, but I honestly, I mean, look, that was a despicable. You can go to Target and find more talent in that team that year. Let's see. Who led the team in sacks that year?
Mark Colombo.
Taco Charlton led the team in sacks that year with 5. Second was Sam McGuavian with 3.5. Next was Vince Beagle. There you go. That's how far we've come, folks.
It ain't that far, buddy. Let me tell you.
When I'm looking about the defense. Yeah, we've come far.
Brian Cox. That's a name for you.
Dude, I would take Brian Cox versus sidelines of a football team. I'd take Brian Cox to win.
Jeff Cross.
I think he had the record for sacks as a single season record for the Dolphins.
Did Channing Crowder's dad play for the Dolphins?
Yes, he did. Randy Crowder did.
Wow. I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
Dante Culpepper. Rest in peace, getting stepped on in the rain in Pittsburgh on Monday night.
What am I thinking with Cross? Yeah, had a good amount of sacks for the team. He was a lifer, I believe.
Travis Daniels. Yes. Daniels in the building.
There you go.
Carlos Dansby.
Nice little linebacker addition.
Jesse Davis. Steve DeBerg.
I like the legend of Steve DeBerg. I really do.
Pat Devlin out of Delaware.
Right?
Backup for us. I never knew that.
Yep. Oh boy. What a fun trip down memory lane.
Troy Drayton.
Great. Fun tight end.
Thomas Duarte.
Another tight end.
AJ Dewey.
Love AJ Dewey. Destroyed the Jets in an AFC Championship game to get to the Super Bowl.
Dion Dyer.
Remember Dyer?
Chase Edmonds. Great 6 games, buddy. Sammy Guavon. Oh, loved you, man. I have Sammy Guavon jersey. Yes, I do.
Fun story. You got to love a story like his.
Let's see here. Craig Erickson out of Miami.
Quarterback. Backup quarterback.
Yeah. F. David Fales.
Another quarterback. Right? Practice.
AJ Feely. Jay Feely.
Kicker.
Clayton Fedulum.
God, look, I think Clayton Fedulum is always going to be remembered, unfortunately, for a bad Kansas City game, which it was bad.
Eric Flowers.
Well,
Trey Flowers.
No more Flowers.
Spencer Fallu.
Okay.
I know Spencer, actually. Spencer played in Baltimore, too.
There you go.
Oh, here's the name. You ready? Isaiah Ford.
Isaiah Ford. The most tenured, non-productive player in Dolphin history.
I'm pretty sure he was signed and released the most amount of times in Dolphins history.
If there was ever a George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin joke,
oh, it is definitely
Isaiah Ford of the Dolphins.
Isaiah Ford, no doubt. Love it, by the way.
Oh, Billy
Such
Martin.
a good comparison.
Isaiah
Trey
Ford.
Campbell, Daryl Gardner.
Big Shorty. Gardner, one of the largest human beings.
Edmund Gates.
Clyde Gates.
Yeah.
Clyde Gates.
What up, Lewis?
What's up, boys?
What up,
What's
Lou?
going on, man?
Man, another day in paradise.
Is
You guys already
it
know.
another day in paradise?
It is. I'm getting off work now within the next hour, going to get my hair cut, and then going to spend the weekend out in Siesta Key with my beautiful wife for her birthday. So it's
Oh,
good.
beautiful.
And then what are you doing on Monday?
Monday, I will be joining you, Stephen D, as your co-host.
Yes, you will, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Lewis will be co-hosting with me and trying it out on Mondays for a while. He will be on camera.
Congratulations. Love that.
I will be on camera. There you go.
And as the season gets going, he'll probably have a studio and everything.
It is in the works. Actually, on Monday, I might be driving back from because we got the hotel we're staying at for the whole week next week as well. But me and my son are going to Monday Night Raw in Tampa.
In Tampa?
So, yeah, he's
Look
getting
here, brother. Did you hear my thing earlier?
Yeah.
My spiel?
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was like next topic.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Swipe left.
Yeah.
Please don't go off course, Lewis. Don't go off course at all. Ted Ginn Jr.
Hey, I got a name for you guys, and he never even suited up for us. But how about Aqib Talib?
Yes, he was traded to the Dolphins and never suited up at all. Was a salary
cap move.
Salary cap, absolutely.
Yep. I still think there's a way to bring that back in a reverse sense and get someone out in a salary cap move and whatever, but that just. And no, I don't think Cedric Wilson will be on the team in 2 years, to get back to somebody's question. That's just my opinion.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. What is that from?
The Other Guys, the movie The Other Guys.
Yeah, I'm a peacock. You gotta let me. I'm a peacock, Captain. Oh, my favorite thing in that movie is guys, don't go chasing waterfalls, okay? Because I don't want any scrubs. All right, here at the station, okay? Don't go chasing waterfalls, dude. TLC. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. None.
Oh, we have officially went off the rails with a Jay Cutler mention.
Oh my, Jay
that man.
Oof.
Don't ever bring up that man's name to me again.
Fair.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ever.
Fair enough.
Frank Gore.
Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler. All right, here we go. I can do it by name. I can also do it by position. Let's just go. I'm going to name all the quarterbacks in Miami Dolphins history. Okay? You ready? John Beck, Guy Benjamin, James Blackman, Casey Bramlett, Teddy Bridgewater, Marlon Briscoe, Jacoby Brissett, Dante Culpepper, Jay Cutler, Steve DeBerg, Jim Del Gazio. I think I said his name correctly.
Jim Del Gazo.
Gazo. Pat Devlin, Todd Doxson, David Fales, AJ Feely, Jay Fiedler, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Gus Farrat, Trent Green, Bob Greasy, Brian Greasy, Kim Hammond, Joey Harrington, Chad Henne, Damon Heward, Ron Jaworski. Yes, Ron Jaworski played backup to Dan Marino for a year.
Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws was a Dolphin for 1 year in 1988, the year I was born. Just so everybody knows, to make all you old people feel old.
You're a young buck, Steven.
Legend here in Pennsylvania, Jaws. Legend.
Jaws. Okay. Former owner of the Philadelphia Phantoms, right? Right? Is that what they were called?
Jaworski?
Yeah, the AFL team that won a championship.
I think his business was. I think he also had a hospitality business, putting on weddings or something. Believe that or not.
Bernie Kosar, Cleo Lemon, J.P. Lossman, Ray Lucas, Kyle Mackey, Dan Marino. I don't know. Maybe you heard that guy before. Okay.
Scott Mitchell.
Hold on. We're not there yet. Shane Matthews. Out of Florida, Shane Matthews was a Dolphin for 1 year. Wow. Dan McGuire. I think that's Mark McGuire's brother. No lie.
I think so, yeah. Quarterback he also played for the Seahawks, if it's the same one.
I think it's I think it's Mark McGuire's brother. I'm almost positive it's his brother.
I think you're right.
Or he's related to him in some way, shape, or form.
If it's the one that played for the Seahawks as well, I believe that he might be.
He went to San Diego State. He played with us in 1995. I'm almost positive. I'll have to look that up. George Mira, 1971. Scott Mitchell, Matt Moore, Earl Morrill, Rick Norton, Brock Osweiler, Doug Peterson. Yes, the Doug Peterson that is now the head coach in Jacksonville, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles, was the backup quarterback in 1993 for the Miami Dolphins.
If you want to see some phenomenal Doug Peterson footage, he did, and this is no insult because it helped get us a win. He helped clear the snow during that Thanksgiving game. If you see Doug Peterson literally clearing the area during the stoppage of play for Pete Stoyanovich to re-kick. Doug Peterson, snow cleaner.
Chad Pennington, Mike Quinn, Archie Roberts, Josh Rosen, Sage Rosenfels, Jake Rudock, Scott Sickiles, 1989 to 1991. Scott Stankovich, John Stofa, Cliff Stout, Don Strock,
another quote. Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa, Ryan Tannehill, Tyler Thigpen, Skylar Thompson, Marcus Vick, who I named earlier, Mike White, Pat White, George Wilson, Dick Wood, David Woodley, TJ Yates, and Scott Zolak. All played quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
We'll do one more. I'll do wide receivers, and then I won't do any more. We'll do wide receivers real quick. Danny Amendola, Robbie Anderson. Chosen Anderson. Terry Anderson, Anthony Armstrong, Elmer Bailey, Melvin Baker, Robert Baker, Fred Banks, Fred Barnett, Ronald Bellamy, Braxton Berrios, Devon Bess, Armand Binns, Marty Booker, David Boston, Tommy Batwell, Lynn Bowden, Marlon Briscoe, Andre Brown, Fernanza Burgess, Bryce Butler, Antonio Callaway, Greg Camarillo, Leonte Carew, Chris Carter, Mike Carterbone, Jimmy Cephalo.
We're only at the C's, brother. There were a lot of wide receivers. We can't be naming everything.
Chris Chambers, Eddie Chavis, Jack Clancy, Gary Clark, Robert Clark, Mark Clayton, Chris Coleman, Horace Copeland, River Craycraft, Kevin Curtis, Kirby Dardar, Bill Darnell, Daywood Davis, Trevor Davis, Leland Douglas, Mark Duper, Bert Emanuel, Eric Ezukama, George Farmer, Todd Feldman, Isaiah Ford, Irving Fryer, Will Fuller. Oh my God, Will Fuller. That's some. Yeah. Aronde Gatson, Jamar Gaffney, Edmund Gates, Brandon Gibson, Brian Gilmore, Ted Ginn Jr., Jakeem Grant, Yatil Green, Jeff. I said that right?
Yeah, it's a shame. He had a horrible injury like the day one of training camp. He was a rookie drafted, I think, 15th overall, 1995. I want to say.
Jeff Groff, Derek Hagan, Darrell Harris, Brian Hartline, Matt Hazel. I remember being so high on Matt Hazel, thinking he was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Vince Heflon, Elijah Higgins, Ike Hill, Randall Hill, Tyreek Hill, Jimmy Hines, Matt Collins. All right, Jason, you got to get out of here, right?
Wow, we passed one. Yeah, no, I gotta get back to the normal fam duties here. But
all right, final thought. All right, so real quick, I guess it looks like Papa Paul won with his $40 donation.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Papa Boy, you have my info. I'm happy to send them to you, but if you want me to bring them down live, I can do that. You tell me. Either way.
Shout out Pop Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
For the donation. Lewis got off. I was going to let Lewis do final thought. I guess you do final thought.
Final thoughts. Yeah, listen, look, Steve, I love you, brother. You know, you have helped me see things in better lights, you know, and I know that at times, you know, people get pushed, but just get back to you being you. Don't let the negatives take over. You have a terrific platform here. I'm thrilled, happy to be a part of it. You know, you have a great thing going. Keep it going. Don't let someone knock you off the path.
Real quick, breaking news. Melvin Gordon, running back, signs a one-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens for
how much?
$3.1 million.
Well, there you go. Market crash.
Yep. All right, guys, I love you all. It is Spread Kindness Friday. Thank you to everybody who donated to the channel. It was a lot of fun. Donated to a great cause, the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. We're definitely going to be giving to that. And, yeah, it was awesome. I'll see you guys on Monday with Lewis. And next week we got a full set of shows lined up. So be here. Don't be square. And I will see y'all, whether it's here or on the Finn's Tailgate sometime, maybe to go at it with that Jills fan. All right. I love you guys. You guys are the best. See y'all. Peace.
My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds a gift. He knowing when to go with fits, so he knowing when to switch.